Hello, everybody. We're back. So today is going to be a little bit of a exciting stream, I think. But today we're going to be talking about Midwest RepRap 2024. So, just giving, as always, just kind of giving Kirby some time to trickle in here. He said he should be coming in any second. Also, I put a feeler out to the Recreator Discord, and because the whole reason I was there was for the Recreator program, I want to give them some time to trickle in as well. So we might have a little bit of an iffy start here, but instead I'll talk about some of the stuff that's going on with the channel while we're waiting. Oh, nice! I'm so glad that you're here, Orchid Lily. Um, So yeah, no. What I want to talk about with the channel is some of the stuff that'll be what's up with the chat in the video. Oh yeah, so I'm glad you brought that up. So there I got a lot of big stuff coming out in the next couple weeks. So, as some of you know, next week will be my 1 year anniversary for streaming. And so I've been working on a really huge project for that. One of the big parts of that will be I'll be updating a lot of the stuff, like the look of the channel, so the chat and everything will not look as crappy. It has been broken for, I want to say, like 6 months, and I just haven't gotten around to fixing that. That is completely my fault, but the hope is that eventually that'll get fixed along with the update. I think I might push it a week back from when my actual anniversary is, just so that I can put more effort into it and make it like a really big fun video or fun like stream. But yeah, that'll be it's gonna be like my anniversary, which is really exciting. Yeah, no, the glitch is kind of funny though. But yeah, no, it like overlays twice. I believe the reason for that is because my stream elements key for OBS is outdated. But rather than like Band-Aid fix it, I've been working with Gigi. She's the channel artist. I've been working with her on some like new stuff for the channel, and hopefully that will be out the door for my anniversary, which is exciting. Other stuff of note, so coming up in the next few months, I'm planning on, I don't want to I have a bunch of videos edited. It's kind of making chatters anonymous. Oh, that's funny. Well, then if you were worried about your chat being outed to everybody, you don't have to worry as much. So yeah, I've got a couple big videos coming out. The one that I've been putting shorts out for recently has been the Ender Pro upgrade, which I put a lot of effort into, and I thought it was really exciting. And I hope you guys like that. That will end off with a full-length video where I talk about everything in depth. But what I'm kind of testing out here is I've had this idea that I want to make videos where I put out shorts that just kind of show off the thing that they kind of just show off the thing that I'm making, and then I make a full video that goes way more in depth and talks about stuff that only 3D printing nerds would really care about. And so far the reaction to the shorts has been really positive, which is exciting because it means that they're not too technical. Oh, Kirby's here. I might actually turn off. Oh, yeah, we can hear you. Here, let me put you over here. Let me put you up top, up here. Fun streaming trick, by the way. Schedule the short to come out at the same time. Yeah, so originally I had the... Oh, sorry, I was muted. So, originally I had my shorts come out at the same time that I was streaming, but then it meant that I didn't have any content on off days. So the goal is to get people to view on days that I'm not streaming. But I might go back to that. I have to see. I just don't like the idea of there not being any content on Monday, Wednesday, Friday on my channel. But I don't know. There's a lot of things in flux.
I know a lot of people, they'll do the short thing because you get a lot of your views right when, for like shorts and videos, right when it comes out, or like within the first couple of hours. So you release the short and then you go live and people see the short, but they'll also see on your little profile badge that you're live.
Yeah, no. And that's what I used to do, but I wasn't seeing a difference in views, and so I stopped doing it because it made more sense for the like health of the channel. But yeah. Anyway, so right now, so short/stream Tuesday, video Wednesday. Yeah, the problem is I don't think I could make a video each week. I tried to do that when I first started out, but it died after like 2 weeks because I was like, this is way too difficult. I wish I could do that. I just don't have enough time. Anyway, if I had like an easier way to make clips, then I could possibly do like a clip on Tuesday, Thursday.
I was gonna say if you clip and then release the clips right before the streams.
Yeah, that would make more sense, but I just haven't gotten around to it. There's a lot of stuff I haven't quote gotten around to. I just don't have enough time to fully dedicate to streaming. I wish I could. You could remix some of your building from stream into shorts. That's true. That's true. I think the problem is I just don't have enough time to edit all the stuff that I want to edit. So, all right. That's a good update about the channel, and I stalled long enough for Kirby to get here, so we can, without further ado, get into the RepRap Recap. So, I made this like really cute PowerPoint. I'm kind of in the way. Let me see if I can... Here, I can move myself just a little bit. Look, here I am. Haha. No, I'll move.
Yo, Rain's the coolest one on there.
Rain sent me that and was like, somebody made this art of me. Isn't it cool? And I was like, yeah, I'm going to steal it for this, for the stream. So, also up in the corner, what's printing is another Recreator project. So that is being made with Recreator pet bottle filament, which is super exciting. That being said, I'm probably going to have to babysit it for the stream. So I might have to like dip out as Kirby's telling a story and swap the filament. But I think that's kind of by design because otherwise I have to give up another day to babysit the print. But knock on wood, it's been going really well. I already had a part get printed today successfully with plastic bottle filament. And it's kind of cool just to like know that this tool that I'm making. Oh, so Kirby, we'll talk about this later when I get into like the Recreator table. But for reference, what I'm printing is the micro shredder that I was talking about on the table. I'm printing out my own one.
Micro shredder?
I'm glad you asked, and we'll talk about when we get to the Recreator table. But yeah, so this is like a call forward. In entertainment, we call it a call forward because it's calling forward to something that I'm going to mention later. But remember, I'm printing the micro shredder, which is a tool that the Recreator community developed. I forget the specific maker. I'll have to shout them out. But CNC Kitchen actually made a video or mentioned them in his Rocky Mountain RepRap video. And I was like, I got to make that micro shredder because I've been saying I was going to make it for the longest time. Anyway, all right. So that was a long like intro to talk about. All right, I don't like this music for this recap. I want different music. What music should I do? I kind of want Mario music. But I want it different Mario music from what we normally have. Let's see. Sure. Good enough for me. All right. So, can you see the should I share it with you on Discord so you can see it quicker or no?
I'm watching on stream. I don't think it's that far behind.
I don't hear music, is that correct? What about now? I paused the music.
Behind.
How is it now? Is it better or worse?
I hear no music on stream.
Really?
None at all. Not even quiet.
Must be too quiet. How about now?
No, I think it's just straight up. Wait.
It's registering on my OBS.
Very, very quiet.
How's Kirby's volume? Is Kirby like loud for you?
I'm very quiet as well.
Okay, how about now? I was getting complaints that it was too loud. I got one guide into making you too quiet. All right, now it should be better, hopefully.
I think so.
Okay.
Music might be a little bit loud.
Little bit loud?
Or,
all right. I can always turn it down.
Orchid says maybe turn me up a bit, and then I would give the music just a tad.
It wouldn't be an A stream if I wasn't messing with audio half the time.
That's literally every streamer does
I hate audio. It never works.
Yeah.
All right, what did I have top? Shit, now my stuff's not. Oh. Sorry, I have my printer cam up top to make sure that I catch it when it stops. All right. So, hello. Welcome. All right, so now we're going to get into the RepRap Recap. So, in the bottom of each slide, I have the two people that are going to talk about or who were there. You were at Murph. I can't wait. If you see a slide and you were like, oh, I was there for it. Kirby is good. Music will be good until something loud happens in it. Okay. I can always... I can turn it down just a little bit. There we go. All right. So in the bottom corners, I'm kind of covering my own guy up. But that's kind of by design since you'll see me instead of the guy. And then Kirby's actual guy is up towards the top. But that should be okay. Let's see. What the heck? Why is that the white? You designed the trussing?
Oh, wait, was that
way!
Was that booth that was kind of...
Yeah, that was that booth that was next to us that had that super cool truss.
Yeah,
like
dude,
the 3D... You had the 3D printed, it looked like... I thought it was metal until I went up and I talked to the person at the booth.
Yeah, same.
It was I believe it was a woman when I talked, so it might not have been you. Might have been you.
We went and talked,
I don't know.
like near the end. We were just about to leave when
we were because. And I apologize for not staying long. I had to catch my flight, which we'll talk about towards the end. But yeah, I don't mean to sound crass, but that shit was so cool. I was giddy because my background's in civil engineering. And so to see that, I was like, oh my gosh. And I am a firm believer that people understate the strength of 3D printed parts. Like, people believe that 3D prints are like as fragile as glass, I feel. And I don't think that that's as valid as they say that it is. So to see you guys build all of your stuff out of 3D printed material was super cool. I am so excited that you're here. Thank you so much for stopping by. So, all right, first day. So the little guys in the corner will tell you who was present for each slide. So, like, the first couple slides are just me and Kirby because Rain drove down separately. By the way, Rain should be coming in about an hour and a half, and then she's going to give some updates from her as well. But she was busy, and I also Kirby was like, I'm going to be tired, so I'm going to have to leave. So I'm thinking that Kirby and Rain might make a baton pass halfway through the stream.
Wait. Can I do an update on one of the things I had at RepRap?
When we get there, yeah.
Okay.
I'm guessing you want to talk about the eyes?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can get... I have a picture of the table, and you can talk about your eyes.
Okay.
And then I'll shout out
Are you able to put up the video? The Discord video?
It would take me a little bit, but yeah, I could...
Okay.
I could put it up. Okay, so the first day was Thursday and Friday. I kind of cheated and combined them because I didn't do much on Thursday. Well, no, never mind. This is just getting there. It's not the day. So getting there was technically Thursday and Friday. So
yeah, so
first
Thursday
off, I had to fly in, and it was awful. I had to wait for a half an hour just to get the the shuttle from the parking lot to my hotel. It was awful. But once I got there, it was pretty sweet because I got to meet Kirby. I got to, do what we talked about, give him that big kiss on the lips, Did we even handshake? Now that I make that joke, I don't even think we shook hands.
I don't think we did.
That's so funny. Because Kirby was like, don't even get near me.
exactly.
So I didn't get to ask while we were there. So now that you've seen me interact in person, now does my like voice match my like mannerisms?
No, you sound way different than you look.
Oh, I sound way different than I look.
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Yeah, it does.
So am I funnier now that you've seen me in person, or am I? No. All right.
I thought you were funny regardless. So.
Oh, thank you. Kirby is a lot hotter than I thought he would be. I was like, oh, damn.
This is not true.
I'm kidding. All right, moving on. So, in the morning on Friday, we went and we got pancakes. Hopefully this video plays. Yeah, there we go. No, we had never met before, which is very funny because my parents were like, wait, you're going halfway across the country to meet somebody that you've never met in person. And
yeah.
I was like, yeah. And they're like, what if he's like a murderer and kills you? And I was like, well, first off, it's a pretty damn long con if that was his main goal. Because like we've been friends for like, what, 3 years, maybe 4?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
It's been a while. So for you to have done that for that length of time, that would have been the craziest con ever.
Plus you going to Midwest RepRap was kind of like your own decision. I'm like, yeah, you should go because I go every year, but you were the one that went out of your way to like set up a table and everything.
Yeah. Originally the plan was we were just gonna meet up and go to RepRap and like hang out, and then I was like, oh, I could run a table there. So yeah. Anyway, I was playing an SMP with an adult, and his daughter was worried about him playing with strangers. Yeah, it's interesting. The kind person at the booth was Heather, Rob's wife. The idea to print the large structure with trussing was his, and he recruited me to do it in Fusion 360. That's impressive.
Hell yeah. That's awesome.
That is so impressive. Well,
yeah,
so
that was one of the cooler looking.
Check out the chat member that's been talking about the trusses. I don't know if I have a picture. It'll be in my video because I was like super impressed with the stuff that you had going on. They're also sponsored by Gloop and who does those silicone mats? Oh my gosh, what is it? I use one as a
Wham
coaster.
Bam?
Wham Bam, yeah. They're sponsored by Wham Bam and Gloop. So and Polymaker. So they've got some really good people behind them as well. And you never met them
as much as we make fun of Gloop for being expensive, their stuff does work.
Oh, I don't make fun of it for like it's expensive, but it works. I only make fun of the price. Yeah, it's expensive, and I'm
same
broke.
with like Wham Bam. Wham Bam's kind of pricey too, but
they make a lot of their stuff, aside from their like silicone mats and stuff. What do they make?
One of their first things, I don't know if it was their first thing, but one of the things that I bought first from them was their magnetic PEI sheets, or PEX.
Oh, that's right. They do that, and then they also do enclosures. They had a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, now they do enclosures and silicone mats and a bunch of stuff.
Who's stronger, Ace or Kirby? Honestly,
we did not figure that out.
I would say in terms of grip strength, Kirby's probably stronger, but in terms of like more like lifting general strength, I think I would be, but maybe I'm overstating it. Would you agree with me there?
Probably. I mean, you actually work out. I just have a job that forces me to work out.
Did you hear why Gloop was not at Murph? No, why wasn't Gloop there? Is that the product that you didn't think was good for beginners in that other stream a while back? Lead chemist had an embolism? I gotta look that up. I don't know what that is.
Oh shit.
Oh god. Blockage of a blood vessel.
I hope they're doing okay.
I'm glad that I bit my tongue for a little bit, because I was gonna say it was kind of sad that people like them weren't there. But if they were sick, and ironically enough, who was it? You were saying, Kirby, that somebody else was sick, and that's why they weren't there.
I don't. Did I say anyone was sick? There were a bunch of people that went to Open Sauce and then didn't
there was somebody that I mentioned. I was like, it's really sad they're not here, and you're like, oh well, they got sick. Was it Cocoa Press?
Cocoa Press just wasn't there because they were at Open Sauce, I believe.
Yeah.
Maybe they did get sick and decided not to go. I don't know exactly.
I don't remember. Anyway, that's really sad that they had an embolism. I hope they're okay.
Yeah.
All right, so moving on to the stuff because we're getting off tangent here. I want to get to RepRap so we could discuss RepRap. So yeah, we got this really nice pancake because I found out I'm intolerant to egg a couple weeks ago. So look at the, and then there's Kirby's meal. He got this really nice omelet with ketchup. Didn't you say it wasn't spicy enough?
Yeah, I got the spicy one on purpose, and it was like white man spicy.
Yeah, that's why I kind of just go for flavor over heat.
It was, I think it was the caliente.
It
was literally the omelet caliente, and it was like.
When we get to the wings, I can't wait to talk about the wings. Also, another 3D con was yeah, it's Rapid is happening.
Yeah,
like
Creality
now.
was at Rapid, and that's why they weren't.
It's so sad because Rapid. I'll talk about this later, but Rapid is a like consumer like trade show. It's not like a RepRap, and so I don't like the kind of move that the industry's making towards more trade show and less maker convention. But that's for later on in the stream when we talk about final things. So after we ate breakfast, it was like an hour until Micro Center opened, and we really wanted to go to Micro Center. And so we were like, how do we spend this hour that we have? And so we went to an elk preserve nearby in Chicago, and we got to see real life elks. We get to see Santa's workshop. No, they are so. Look at how big they are. That's like bigger than me.
He was chilling right next to the fence. It was a big open enclosure.
Big open enclosure.
And the dude's just like chilling next to the fence.
He's just chilling next to the fence. I was like, Kirby, look, see? Look at. See, he's so. It's the same person. They're the same. All right.
I'm not an elk, though.
I know. Anyway. So, the tagline up at the top, leaving your ace in a hot car. We'll talk about that when we talk about Micro Center. But so Micro Center, I want you to watch this. Oh wait.
Whoa!
So Kirby hit the curb as we were driving in. I thought this would make a perfect video. I'll replay it.
Whoa!
Sorry. Micro Center. The print video is over the tag. Oh yeah, no, it's okay. This printer broke. This printer broke. Eat. That's what the tagline is. So when we went to Micro Center, they had a printer that I really wanted. I've been talking about it a lot on stream, the Ender 3 V3KE, and it was open box, so like quote unquote broken, and I really wanted it, and I ended up buying it, and then the thermistor was broken, so I ended up having to return it. But that's what this tagline is for, because I bought a printer, but don't have the printer because it broke, so sucks. All right, moving on. Kirby can't drive. No, I'm kidding. But we got a couple rolls of filament, and I got that printer, which I ended up returning, and I got a motor at Micro Center. And then we drove from Chicago all the way to Goshen, which was supposed to be 2 hours. It ended up being like 3 hours. And this tagline, the leaving your ace in a hot car. Oh, you can't see it.
Wait, was it 3 hours? It wasn't.
It was close.
Well,
2 days in the ICU and 2 days observation. Okay, so he's good. He's good. All right, that's good to hear. Yeah, the Micro Center was really nice. My Micro Center is pretty similar in quality. I've never met a Micro Center that's been like poor quality from what
I just like that one because it's outside of Chicago. There is one in Chicago, but it's a lot harder to get in and out of because of all the Chicago traffic.
Yeah.
But that one's really nice because it's kind of out.
Which printer? So you said you're buying 3 printers. Which printers are you buying if you're okay talking about it? Oh, I should have added Rain's picture here, but I figured Rain would be in later. So, moving on. Convention on Friday. So, first I'll talk about how we got there. So, Kirby borrowed a van to come, and the van, the AC died as you were driving it, right? Because it didn't die, or did it die the weekend before?
So So the last time I had used the van, I was the last one to borrow it, but it was months ago, and the AC was working. When I told my mom I wanted to borrow it, she's like, "Oh, the AC might need refilling. It's been parked for a while." I'm like, "Okay, that's not a big deal." I pick it up like a week before so I can drive it a little bit, make sure everything's in good shape, and we'll talk about how that didn't pan out. But I put some AC refill stuff in it, and the compressor never kicked on. I think the compressor's straight up dead.
Wow.
So yeah, so we didn't have AC the entire way there.
An X1 Carbon and an A1 Mini. Ew.
Two A1 Minis. If they're still on sale though, the A1 Mini.
Isn't it?
For
I'm pretty sure
$200?
Micro Center had it for 300. Oh, that's the combo. My bad. Yeah.
Yeah, the combo was like
Alright.
350. The A1 Mini's 200.
I'll
like
get over
200's
my
hard to
bias.
beat.
So anyway, we drove from Chicago to Goshen, which is like 2.5 hours, and I think it ended up being closer to 3 by the time everything was.
We
said
did,
and done.
yeah, we did hit quite a bit of traffic. We lost an hour, and we hit a bunch of traffic coming out.
And
of
it was a super sunny day. It was like 90 degrees. We were melting. It's the worst I've ever felt in a car. I was like, actually, I was dying. It was horrendous. I was dying. It was so hot. I can't even fathom how hot it was. We were drenched in sweat. So when we got to RepRap, we were like, hi guys. It's already been rough. It's already been awful. So anyway, we got there. So this is Rain. This is me. Sorry to anybody who had their chips on me being a twink. I'm not. I guess that's what Rain said, but she can comment about that when she comes in. This is the Recreator booth. We can talk about. I want to talk about my stuff later. But the two things that I want to say about the booth that were, that kind of sucked. It's nobody's fault, or it's everybody's fault. Like, I'm not blaming anybody, but we didn't get shipped the Mark 6 fun-sized. So you have more muscle than would have thought. Thank you. I love how everybody thought I was like this string bean. That's so funny. Dreams also said the same thing. He was like, "Why is Ace buff as shit?" I've been saying for like a year that I'm in the HoloLift Discord, and I've streamed with Cynthia, who's also a bodybuilder. Like, I mean, I'm an engineer. Yeah, that's true, but I used to be a varsity athlete, and I'm not a power lifter because I have an injury in my shoulder, but I still lift. Either way, it's very funny to hear people say that. Don't tell Kirby this. I definitely didn't go on an extreme cut to look better for RepRap.
Actually,
did I wrestle? No, I get that a lot. I get it a lot that people asking if I was a wrestler, but no, I was a swimmer. So if you ever are like Michael Phelps, or you're watching the Olympics this summer and you see Katie Ledecky, I was out there. I was swimming. Anyway. So, enough about me. Let's talk about Recreator. So, we didn't have the Mark 6 fun-sized. It didn't get shipped to us. There was a confusion in what was supposed to be kept versus not for Rocky Mountain. But we did still have a machine to show off. We did. So that you can see that machine here, but we weren't able to show off the fun size. Shoulders trademark. That's funny. The main reason that I was sad we didn't get to show it is because I wanted to show how it can be used as a meld, which is a new thing that the Recreator community is working on. It's a way to... So the advantage of the Mark 6 fun-sized... I don't have a picture here either, but I will in the video once I make the video for this. It's like a mini version of the Recreator, and it lets you like swap the hats like on a Raspberry Pi. Another thing I would highly recommend you check out the other Recreator community videos. I can't possibly tag them all, but I might leave a tag to the Recreator community, like the website, so that you guys can check that out. But the micro shredder, which is what I'm printing right now, that was another thing that we were supposed to show off, but we weren't able to because we didn't have the parts for that. But if you're interested in the micro shredder, I'll talk a little bit more about it later on, because my printer just messaged me that I gotta swap the filament, so I'm gonna have Kirby tag in and talk a little bit about his stuff that he had at the table. I guess I could break the timeline and show off. You could talk about your printers here, because this was your Kirby's, and Kirby brought his Ender and his Voron. So if you want, you could talk a little bit about those. I don't think I have a picture of the eyes. I guess I could. How do I show that up?
Pull up the video. Pull up.
I'd have to download it. All right, so just get talking.
Okay. Yeah, so I brought my Ender, which is the. So my brother had a 3D printer. I don't know when exactly he bought it, but it's older. I think it was like 2015 or 16. It's an old Robo 3D 3D printer. And then that, I mean, it printed for a while, but that's back when 3D printing wasn't really great. So it was a lot of headache, a lot of trying to get ABS to not warp, that kind of stuff. Yeah, the frog looks familiar. But then in 2019, I bought my first Ender, and that's actually the printer on the screen right now on the left-hand side is my first Ender. Obviously, it's not very stock anymore, but it's running a Microsys NG extruder and hot end. It's got a bunch of Noctua fans to make it super quiet. The only thing I haven't done yet that I do want to do is make it run clippers so that I can make it go a lot faster, because I am way underutilizing that hot end, although it is a very good hot end. But I love that printer. It has been, even though I've modded it a ton, it has been an absolute workhorse. That thing has thousands and thousands of hours on it, and I've never had to like replace bearings. I've never had to replace the lead screw nut. I've never had to replace any of the V roller wheels. It's just been rock solid. It occurs to me that you folks who do a lot of printing seem to have open printers more. I do have a couple of closed printers, and the Voron is kind of one of those. And then my most used printer right now is the K1, just because it's so fast, and that's a completely enclosed printer. But I really do like open printers because they're so easy to modify and fix stuff. My K1, whenever that thing breaks and I have to take it apart, oh man, it's a pain in the butt. But my Voron is one of my more recent printers. I love my Voron, but I don't think I would recommend most people build one. There are just so many other options as far as 3D printers go that are much cheaper because they're mass produced. The Voron, you're basically sourcing your own parts and printing your own parts, and it gets really expensive really quick. Like that tiny Voron, if he ever goes back to the Voron screen, that tiny Voron, the kit's like $500, and then I put in a bunch of money for like the electronics and a couple upgrades to it. So it's not a cheap printer. Even though it's really small. Oh, go to the Voron screen. Go to the Voron
screen. Okay.
Yeah.
So chat message I missed. It's a bit like realizing Mumbo Jumbo is actually a super sporty outdoorsman and not an accountant. That's very funny.
Yeah, he still holds his keyboard wrong though.
That frog is familiar. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I actually will be making 2 more frog videos for RepRap because I was able to print there.
Yeah. Another funny thing is I showed up with my printers, but I didn't bring any profiles for them. So we were just kind of winging it to get stuff printing on them. But we did get some PET printing on my Ender, which is pretty cool. And we got a few PLA prints out of both of the printers.
Which I'll talk about when I talk about my Friday versus Saturday.
Yeah.
Which is exciting. I'm so excited to talk about that. Have you ever taken the chassis apart? Question.
Oh, I think Lily's talking about like open printers versus like enclosed printers, and I was talking about how as much as I appreciate my K1, it is so much easier to work on my Ender.
Oh yeah, so that's the one difference between 3D printers now versus 3D printers then, is a lot of 3D printing came from the open source community. and you would have to source all of the parts yourself. Nowadays, you just buy a printer from one source, and that's it. That's like, you don't have to do any tinkering to it or anything else.
I was saying, as much as I love my Voron, it's very hard to recommend a Voron to somebody just because it's very expensive for what it is.
Yeah, it's like a luxury car, you know, like, or like
I
a car guy car.
I wouldn't even call it a luxury car. I would call it like a kit car.
That's what I was meant to say.
Yeah. Like you buy it and you're going to put a ton of work into it, and it's not going to be as good as something you can buy from the factory.
No, but that's why everybody is so like excited to show theirs off, is because it's like, I put so much effort into it. I need to validate it.
You don't build a Voron, you build your Voron.
Yeah, that's
and that's why it's so cool.
So, yeah. So my stuff for RepRap. I am working on like a bunch of videos with like I lost my train of thought because somebody just is the stream that far behind? No, that's my sister. She's in the basement and she just held a thumbs up to the camera. I was so thrown because it's like, who the hell's thumb is that?
Yo, dude, that's like 8 minutes behind.
So do people do a lot of custom stuff then? Yeah, I mean, the printer you're watching is technically a custom printer because I put a new hot end on it. Yeah, no, I got it, Gigi, I got it. You're on the screen. I know. She keeps
Yo, your arm's super long if it can reach out.
Oh my gosh, she's got like Elastigirl arms. That is so funny. Anyway, so yeah, I technically have custom stuff on the printer you're looking at. It has a custom hot end and the BL Touch and everything. Anyway, all right. So my contributions to RepRap. I was a little bit worried because I had been waiting since, gosh, I first talked to Josh, I think in March, and he was like, I think the reason why you're struggling with the Recreator is because you have a bad cutter. Like the community cutter, my bearings weren't sanded well enough. And so he was like, I'll send you one of those and a tube to put pressure into the bottles as you're heating them. Which I addressed in my video as missing both of those. He got me those a week before RepRap. And I was like, what am I going to bring to the conference? Because we had these like robots and all these big parts to show off, and Kirby had his eyes and his Voron, and Rain had her VR stuff, and I was like, what am I gonna have to show off? I'm supposed to be the Recreator ambassador and I have nothing at this table that's my own. But then Kirby was talking to me and was like, well, I think you're stressing about it too much because you've done a lot on your channel. And I was like, you're right, I have done a lot on my channel. And what I've been working on is a cosplay versus cosplaying in 3D printing for PLA versus PET. So PLA is what most people print with. That's what these prints are right here. They're all made with PLA. It's a way easier material to print with, but it's not as strong. I want to... So Recreator filament is PET, or PET for short. And so I wanted to show like what the difference was in printing with PET for cosplay specifically. It's a video I've been working on for months. And because I got that new cutter and everything, I was able to get like a bunch of really good cuts. And so I was able to make like 20 bottles worth of filament, so probably close to a kilogram's worth of material I was able to make in like a weekend. And so I was able to get like just a little bit of printing done before the actual event. So what I did was I'm working on a thing called the colorizer, which I'll talk about at the end because I want to, you know, give a sneak preview of that. But my contribution was I was talking about cosplay, PLA versus PET. And luckily I had a printer to like display all my stuff on for most of the time. So Friday night, we got there at like, what would you say, 2 o'clock, 2:30, Kirby?
Somewhere around then, yeah.
Yeah. It was really good. We had a lot of great people that came in. We made friends with Greengate 3D, which they're in the middle here on this like slide. I'm really skipping ahead all the way to Sunday. Greengate 3D was across the aisle from us. They make recycled filament with PET, but they add a glycol modifier to make it easier to print. And their stuff, they gave us a special filament just that they only had at, like, they haven't gotten it out yet. It's not an official color yet. And they were like, hey, this is a brand new color, like, do you guys want to show it off? And we're like, absolutely. So Kirby had brought his filament dryer, and over the night from Friday to Saturday, we dried it and a bunch of Recreator filament because they need to be dried because it was super humid. And for those of you that don't know, pretty much any filament except for PLA will take in moisture from the air. And as you can imagine imagine you have a pot on the stove that you heat up. When it starts to bubble, that's the water molecules getting enough energy to break through and go from the liquid to the gas phase. That happens inside the filament, and as those bubbles pop, they break apart the PLA is the triangle 6 plastic. No, it would technically be considered triangle 7. It would be considered other. Number 6 is polystyrene, which is like the insulation foam inside of packaging. And yeah, Gigi, I'm glad you're here. We saw your finger a couple of times. It freaked me out. Triangle 1, like you have on a giant post. So Triangle 1 is PET. That's what we're talking about right now. That's what the Recreator does. It takes Triangle 1 plastic. We talked about resin codes on 2 streams ago. I was working hard or hardly working. Anyway, so yeah. Overnight we dried some filament so that we could print it out. They gave us that special filament, and I was like, and Kirby was like, this filament is like one of the prettiest colors I've ever seen. Kirby,
it's the purpliest purple I've ever seen in a filament.
It's such a nice color. I'm not a huge purple fan, and I don't use purple a lot, but it is a beautiful color.
Rich purple.
It's a really nice purple. Again, spoiling stuff that'll come in the future. I'll have a video out using that filament because overnight they gave us that sample spool and we were able to print with it. So I printed out both a frog made with Recreator filament and that purple frog made from the Greengate 3D filament, which, as you can see here, printed out phenomenally well, which is really... I was super impressed with our ability to print because there were people at the conference who were way more developed 3D printing guys than us, and they didn't even have successes. Like, no offense towards him if he's watching, I doubt he is, but Zombie Hedgehog had like this huge catastrophic failure printing, and we were able to print like out the frog and some other stuff, like this little guy, with no problem. It was pretty awesome. And we were making the profiles on the fly. Like, these were ones that we were slicing and making at the conference. We didn't have them pre-made, which was really cool. Again, I'll circle back to Greengate later on to talk a little bit more about them. Friday was nice. A lot of people we told, hey, come back on Saturday because we'll have stuff actually printing. And then we did, and I was like super excited with that. If anybody here was at Murph and met me and I was like, hey, check me out, and I do 3D printing stuff, and then they saw that I stream Minecraft and they're like, this guy lied, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry.
I'm sorry, but get over it.
So one thing that Josh has said to me and said to others in the Recreator Ambassador program is he's trying to make Recreator like personalized. Like, Recreator is you, not Recreator is the machine. It's more about the community is what he wants to, push. And so me being a streamer and all of that, I'm still a Recreator Ambassador because I still talk about Recreator stuff. And not every post I make is going to be about Recreator. Anyway, moving on from that, there was a raffle to win a positron Oh god, I want a positron so bad, but
we saw a bunch of positrons and they were all really cool.
They're really cool, but they're also really expensive because, well, I think
it's like a Voron.
Yeah, it's like a Voron where you pay for it, and it's like, why would you buy this when you could just buy it? Like you buy it because you want the positron, not because you want a 3D printer, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
You know, it's why people buy those like really nice coffee machines that get like an even drip. It's like, oh, they really want that certain machine. So like, you know. Anyway, I entered a contest to win the positron. I did not win the positron, but instead I won this Voron board, which now I'm trying to dream up something to use this board for. It's the product for collectors. Kind of. It's more so it's just like really cute. So the idea behind it is it prints upside down. So let me rotate this. Yeah, so it prints like this, where like the hot end's down here and the bed moves up this way. So it's like upside down.
I can link one in chat.
Yeah, hopefully I can get it up there along with that video of your eyes.
Oh, I like how links totally work in YouTube
They
chat.
don't.
But
yeah.
So the reason it prints upside down, if you go to that link, you can see a couple of pictures down, is it folds up super small and actually fits inside of a filament box.
That's
so
what's
it's
super
the
cool
perfect
about it.
travel printer, especially if you have to like fly or something. You throw it in a filament box, throw it in your luggage.
Exactly.
Perfect.
That's why a lot of people talk about making it. I want to make it just because it's cute to show off.
I want to make it so that I can bring it to conventions, because that would have been really fun to like have a 3D printer at Offkai when I went, because I would have been the only person there with one. It would have been funny.
That's what I'm kind of hoping to do with my Monoprice Mini. Is I would love to make it work as like a backpack printer. I think that would be super cool. So we'll see how that develops. I have a lot of what's going to change how trussing and such works then? Oh yeah, so how do you spell Voltron? It's positron. I believe that's how you spell it. The thing now is it's been around for a while, but it's been like what we were talking about earlier, like Maker, open source. So like you would source the parts yourself, but now there's companies that are making like positron kits that you can buy, and that's what the company was. They're a positron kit.
Yeah, LDO. They have kits for like Voron and stuff, but they specialize in motors.
Mm-hmm.
Their motors are really, really good. Like they're stepper motors, and they've got
they
some,
do a
like,
lot. They do a bunch of
stuff.
Voron kits too, right?
But yeah, they got Voron kits, and now they started to sell positron.
Oh,
kits.
the printer that Kirby has. He has a.
That's a Cyber Voron kit.
What is it called?
Bunch of upgrades. Cyber.
You can just type it in chat.
Oh.
I don't know how to spell it. I kind of want to make one of these small ones because with this board, but I'm like kind of torn on whether I should or not. I don't know. What I really would like to do is build a really big tool changing printer, but like the SV08, but I don't think I'm going to be able to do that under how much for less than what the SV08 is. So anyway, that was our Saturday. That was the RepRap. Now I think would probably be the best time while you're still here and before Rain gets here to talk about like the social stuff and like what we did outside of the convention, because I think that would be kind of fun. And then I'll kind of circle back to RepRap to talk about my interactions with people and like my solo stuff between you and Rain talking. But Friday night, we were there pretty late. I think we were there until closing. They literally kicked us out and turned off the lights. But it was 9 o'clock when we left. And we were all like really tired, really exhausted. We hadn't eaten the whole day. You have to print like 90% of the parts for that. Yep, yeah, that's why people really like it, is because you can customize by printing your own parts. So for Friday night, we left the conference and everybody was like, let's go get dinner together. And so we went to Culver's, which always got to get Culver's whenever I'm in the Midwest. I'm a TI the mystery. So, so we ordered kind of staggered, and Rain and the other person who was with Rain got their meal later than Kirby, myself, and Kirby's friend Zombie. And so Kirby went to go to the bathroom, and I went to go refill my drink, and we're like away from the table, and I was like, hey, Kirby, we should just leave. Like, you should just go to the bathroom in the hotel. We should just leave.
Yeah, because it was really late. They were still eating, and we were done. We had been done eating for like 10 minutes already.
And Kirby was like, well, we got to say goodbye to him. And I'm like, no, you know what would be even funnier? Let's just not say that. Like, let's just leave. Let's just not even tell them we're leaving. And leave them in the Culvers and see how long it takes for them to, like, be like, hey, where are you guys? The answer is 45 minutes.
Yeah, we just fucking left.
I don't have the video here, but there's a video that I took of the Culver's sign in the rearview mirror, and just Kirby and I cackling like witches. We're just like laughing so hard because we left Rain and Zombie and Rain's friend at the event, at the Culver's, and they're like texting, and they're like, oh man, like Kirby and Ace must be like doing a bunch of weird stuff in the bathroom. Do they have IBS? Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure they made an IBS joke too. Meanwhile, I'm sitting in my hotel room working on that printer that I bought from Micro Center, and Kirby was like going to bed. So that was so funny. The only reason I felt comfortable pulling that prank is because I knew I was going to see every party involved the next day. So I didn't have to feel bad that like, oh, I was like not saying, no, I wasn't. Oh, Rain, what's up? You can feel free to jump in whenever. Zombie may have.
We texted as soon as we got back to the hotel. We texted Zombie and we're like, hey, you should get up for a refill and just leave as well.
And Zombie said that he went into the parking lot and couldn't find our car and knew that we had left.
Hey, Rain.
Oh, fuck, I can't hear anything.
All right. Shit, bro. The only rule is you got to keep your swearing in check. I got kids watching. Just kidding.
No, that's
yeah,
fine.
You.
I'm
So
I'm
anyway.
currently working right now, so I gotta keep it on the down low. But
no problem.
I can still.
Well, I still have one more day to like talk about our social stuff. So yeah, because you weren't there for Saturday night, so this will be a new story for you. We didn't get to tell you this story, so it's so funny. We were geeking.
Was it the fucking movie one?
No, past that. So what Saturday night we were like, what do we do? Because we don't want to just leave. It felt like, or like we don't want to do like Culver's again, and it was like we left a little bit earlier on. We left a little bit earlier on Saturday compared to Friday, and so we were like, Kirby had left to like take a nap or something. I can't remember. And then, so Zombie and I left to go check up on Kirby to make sure he was doing okay. And then when we got there, Kirby was like, oh, well, why don't we, last year he had gone with Zombie to like Goodwill and gotten a VHS player and a VHS and watched Matrix, right, Kirby?
Yeah.
And so he was like, let's do the same thing. So we went over to the Goodwill to get a VHS player and a VHS, but they didn't have one, so instead we got a DVD player and a DVD. But they didn't have any really good DVDs, but Walmart sells DVDs, and so we went to the Walmart, which I don't think I have any pictures in here of the Walmart with the.
I have the video of the Walmart
with the pothole
from
that
the
you can stand in.
Quest 3, remember?
Yeah. So we got a couple movies there, and then we were like, we're hungry, so we went to this local chicken place. And we were having the time of our lives. We were like laughing at nothing because we were kind of at that point where you're so tired. you just start like laughing at everything. And so Kirby, I forget what the original joke was, but somebody was like, what if, or it's like, oh, Kirby said, if I remember correctly, it was like, I haven't drank enough water, my pee's coming out red. And I said, wouldn't it be funny if pee was white instead of red? Which isn't a funny joke. It's like middle school humor. But Kirby was drinking as soon as I said that. And I looked at him like Dennis from Always Sunny when Frank starts choking. I gave him this like look of contempt. Like, how dare you laugh at this joke? It's not funny. And Kirby tried his absolute best to hold it in. And he just starts gagging and spitting water up. He's like, and he starts choking. And I go stone-faced and stop laughing, which makes him and Zombie lose it even harder. Because I'm just sitting there stone-faced. I'm like, really? You laughed at a cum joke in the middle of a public restaurant? It was the funniest thing ever.
You couldn't say that because there's kids watching.
What's up?
I thought you couldn't say that because there's kids watching.
No, I just said watch the language. That's all I said. I gotta give you a hard time. Come on.
You give me a hard time all the fucking time.
I do, right? So, anyway. So yeah, we're having like a great time, but then the waiter decides they're having too much of a good time. We need to... Why the colors were funny, TBH. Well, because the whole joke is that neither of those colors are natural, and that's the joke. That's it. That's the whole joke. It's not even really like a cum joke. It's like a joke of like, oh well,
damn,
it's just
I'm
raw
fucking
color.
smiling too much. I'm misspelling every single little piece of information I'm putting into this spreadsheet. Son of a bitch.
That's good. That's good. I like that. So then, it was 9 o'clock by the time we finished all of our meals, and we're like looking around, we can't find the waiter. It took her 30 minutes to come to our table to like be like, okay, I'll bring you guys the check. And then when she brought us the check, she charged me almost triple what my order was supposed to cost. Like, my meal was like $12 and she charged me $30. And I was like, hey, you messed this up. You charged me $30. And she was like, oh, I thought I fixed that. I'm like, no, you didn't fix it. You didn't do anything. Like, what? And so she had to go back. It ended up being 45 minutes that we, like, from when we finished eating to when we actually got to leave the restaurant. And we're, like, so mad because we had this plan to watch movies and stuff. But at that point, it was almost 10 o'clock. And we're like, what do we do? So we're
God
like...
damn, you guys fucking sleep early.
Yeah, no, it really sucks. And then we were like, well, let's get some dessert. Or I wanted some dessert because we were near Culver's and Dairy Queen and all those places. I was like, I want some ice cream. So we went to Dairy Queen and we pull into the drive-thru and the lady at the like drive-thru window is like, all right, so like just give me a second, I'm not quite ready. And we're like, okay. Or Zombie says okay because Zombie was driving. And then she goes, okay, I'm ready to take your order whenever you're ready. And then Zombie turns around and just stares at me. Dead-faced expression, like just stares at me blankly. And I look back at him all confused. I'm like, what? Like, I don't say anything. I'm just like looking at him. And the server goes, sir, you're good to order. Are you still there? And Zombie goes, well, I'm not ordering anything.
He just looked over and stared for like 10 seconds and didn't say shit. We're looking back at him so confused.
And he goes, well, I'm not getting anything. And the lady goes, what? And then I order, and then Kirby orders, and she's like, okay, that'll be, like so-and-so. And we pull up a little bit, and I'm like, what the hell's your problem, Zombie? And he's like, well, I didn't want anything. And I'm like, well, who are you gonna tell? I was waiting for you to order, like, to be courteous. And you didn't say anything. He didn't say anything. I was like, really? He's like, well, I wasn't hungry. I'm like, well, who are you gonna tell? Who are you gonna tell? And then Kirby was like, imagine if you had waited through the whole line, and then you went, I'm not hungry, or I'm not ordering anything, and then pulled away. Like, without actually ordering anything, you just pulled away. Which got us laughing even harder.
Like fucking, like, hi, can I help you with anything? No.
Nah. And so when we pulled up, we're like laughing our asses off. And so I was like, I had to like lock in. I was like, all right, here's my card, whatever. Because Kirby didn't have any money because he's broke.
Oh yeah, that's right. You were fucking broke as shit during the trip.
Kirby when he has $26 in his account.
I need a credit card. I need a credit card, man.
I specifically grabbed one,
or at least a debit card.
Yeah, something so that you don't have to rely.
So that
on
I can actually spend the money that I have.
Well, that's why we were in the hotel that we were in, because you didn't have any money in your account to buy our hotel. Anyway, so the other thing, so this car is like a beater. It's awful. When we got to Goshen, the brakes started to really squeak, and when I say like squeak, I mean like the whole car would vibrate when Kirby would brake.
It was rad.
It was so awful. It was awful. And so finally Kirby's like, "Hey, I'm gonna like just put pads on the brake, new pads on the brakes, just to make sure that we can get it back to my house, and then I'll like fully fix it with like new whatever parts I need." So
Did
that's
that
what
shit
this
work, by the way?
That's what this
You never told me.
Yeah.
Oh, well, we're
So
going to
the
get
brakes
to that.
were-
No, it didn't. It didn't work.
The
What are you?
brake pads were fine. The brake pads were fine.
No, we'll
Oh,
get to that. So we made this image because what Kirby did was he dropped me off at RepRap on Sunday, and then he went and replaced the brakes on the car with Zombie. Those worked okay, but as soon as he dropped me off at the airport and like started to pull away, he was at a stop. Well, you can tell the story.
Well, not as soon. It was like
you just tell the story. You were there.
Okay, so threw brakes on in the morning. We finished up RepRap, got in the car, started driving. The brakes were fine coming out of Indiana, going into Chicago. They were even fine coming out of Chicago. I drove like it was like 45 minutes, and then I had to get off the highway to get gas. I get off the highway, I come to a stop at a stop sign, and then I just felt my foot go to the floor. And I've felt this before. Also borrowing a car, not my own car, and I'm like, oh no, I just had a brake line explode. I'm leaking brake fluid. So I make it to the gas station, and then I look under the car, and it's just pissing fluid. Absolutely pissing fluid.
Yeah, no, it was
awful, dude.
Crazy. And so then Kirby and I ended up getting home around the same time, despite the fact that I had to fly home, and he drove because
you flew and drove 2 hours.
I flew and then drove back from the airport, and I made it home around the same time that Kirby did.
Yeah, and theoretically it was only a 2-hour drive from the airport for me.
Yeah, no, but for me, yeah, no. And the airport was...
Oh, yeah, that's right. To that one. Never mind.
So it was rough. So kind of circling back to the convention so that we can bring Rain back into the conversation. So I got to see, got to have a lot of good conversations with people about Recreator. There were a lot less haters than I thought there would be.
Oh yeah,
because we've been having a lot of people who have been like kind of negative about the program recently, but I only had, I think, on one hand that I could count people that were like just actively like what I would call like haters.
I didn't see anyone that hated it, actually.
What?
What do you mean by haters? Like,
I had a person come up and be like, "This is a waste of time."
The fuck?
Okay, then don't do it.
But to be fair, I'm not saying this to like, I'm not saying this to like be mean towards you and Kirby, but like I was talking to the most people. So if anybody was gonna run into somebody, it was gonna be me. But
you definitely were.
Yeah, no, I had to be the chaperone I had to be the parent of the group and run the table.
You were the ambassador of the entire thing. Like, what?
I mean,
yeah,
you're
I was constantly like poking you and be like, "Can I go get food? Can I go to the
Kirby'd
bathroom?"
be like, "Oh, I need to go home because like I need to like recharge my
yeah,
social battery," and I'm like, "You've had two conversations.
I need to go to the hotel room. I need to shower. I feel like dirty.
Yeah,
I feel all
dude,
dirty
I
and
wanted to
sticky." I'm
shower
like,
so bad when we got there.
I'm like, Kirby,
Everybody was sticky,
everybody was
hot
sweaty and
humid.
smelly, especially
They
smelly.
used a fucking swamp cooler to cool the entire place off, so it was just humid as fuck.
Oh
in
my
there. It was
god!
really
And
shitty. It was
the
awful.
swamp cooler was just dumping buckets of water constantly. That's how much
Dude,
water there was
How
in
much
the
fucking
air.
water do you think got used over the weekend? God damn!
Oh, it was
It was crazy.
probably like thousands of gallons.
Yeah,
Well,
I
yeah.
can't understand how that was cheaper than like an air conditioning unit. I've seen industrial industrial air conditioning units. I do not understand how that was more efficient, but I'm not the space like host, so like I don't know. But anyway, so
it's probably what they had on hand due to it being like a farm presenting thing.
I'm pretty sure that was part of the venue. Like they had
it
at the fairground.
Oh no, I mean for the fairgrounds.
fairground.
Like how have they not renovated the space yet?
It looks like they renovated it this year because the ceiling was black. Normally they have like flags hanging down, and it wasn't there.
No, the
like
ceiling
that.
was moldy. I don't know what you're talking about.
I wouldn't call it renovations. It was probably repairs.
Yeah.
They probably had to do some repairs on the roof.
All right.
Stuff.
So, before I give my like final takeaways, I want Rain talk about your stuff. Give your piece.
Able to? I can give it a little bit. It was it was really fun, but every single time I think of the first day, I just think of you guys fucking around in Culver's and then leaving.
That was that was very funny. I'm glad you arrived to stream right when we were telling that story. And I gotta say, the only reason I felt confident doing that is because we were gonna see you literally the next day. So like
fair.
It wasn't if that had been like Saturday or Sunday, I would have been uncomfortable with it. But like we were gonna see you in less than 12 hours, so I was like, they'll think this is funny.
I don't give a shit. To pull the
and
meme,
I think you guys thought it was
really
funny.
funny.
But I don't
know. Funny. We still didn't even know that you guys left. Like
It was so good. It was so good because I said to Kirby, "What if we?"
So fucking long.
I said to Kirby, "What if we leave through the front door, like that they can see?" And he was like, "It'll be even funnier if we leave at the back where they can't see." And I was like, "Okay, all right, no problem." And we're like giggling like little girls. We're like, "Hee, we're gonna prank him so good. We're gonna prank him." And then, meanwhile, I kept live updating Kirby on what was being said in the group chat because he was
driving.
Because he was driving. But yeah, I kept updating him what was going on in the chat, being like, they keep sending memes. They're probably talking about like graphics cards or something because they keep sending pictures of graphics cards.
We were.
And I was like, yeah, no, it's so funny. They're just having a normal conversation. We left them in the Culvers.
We were like there for like 30 minutes waiting for you guys to come back from the shitters.
Yeah. Any other things about like not like final takeaways, but anything about like any day specifically you want to talk about?
Not really. Well, setup was actually kind of fun, like being able to see all the other booths set up with us and like being able to talk with them and like discuss like little booth talk before like the actual convention. That was pretty fun. Like I was able to talk with Prusa a little bit, talk about what they had going on. They had some pretty cool stuff going on.
Oh, that reminds me, I gotta talk about Prusa too.
Yeah. And then Green Gate, we helped them.
Green Gate's amazing.
We helped them put up their sign and like all that. We had some pretty good talks. Yeah, I guess they were kind of like Green Gate was kind of like our bud during the convention, like our real neighbor, you know.
Yeah, they're cool.
They were really cool.
I think I don't know if I talked about it on stream, but I think the plan for me right now is, because I sell stuff on Etsy, I'm gonna transition to using all of their filament, because I think that'd be a cool selling point to be like, hey, we use recycled filament for everything.
That'd be an amazing.
Plus you get the benefits of it being PETG, so it's more
stronger.
weather resistant, more heat resistant, and everything. So.
Well, I had to
Glass
see about the heat
transition.
resistance, because if it can print at 220, it should melt
I
at 220.
I think the
Wait,
glass
what was it like,
transition
dude?
temperature is still higher than
The glass
PLA.
trans- yeah,
that's probably
so it's
true.
actually way more
And that's-
resistant to heat
that's
than
what
PLA,
that's
but
what you care
it's-
about as far as
That's
like
what I
leaving something in a
figured.
hot car or something. Yeah,
Yo,
It
just
won't,
like us.
Yeah, it won't destroy.
exactly.
As like leaving it in the. Sorry, I'm talking over you.
Oh no.
Yeah,
you're
because
good.
PLA glass transition temperature is crazy
50.
low. It's like 80 degrees Fahrenheit or something,
Yeah, it's nothing.
where it'll start deforming. It
Oh,
won't
yeah.
melt, but it'll start becoming soft.
Yeah.
And PETG, even though it
Agreed.
prints, it still prints at 220, 230, whatever, or that PETG specifically. The
Yeah.
glass transition temperature is still quite a bit higher.
The glass transition temperature for that PETG is 80, I think. 80
80 C.
Celsius.
Yeah. So that's plenty
That's what
high.
they-
It's not
they
going to
said
melt in a car.
Set your print bed temperature to 80. That's all I
Oh,
know.
the print I did was at 70.
The
Yeah,
one we did at
They said
RepRap was
80,
70.
but it's been printing fine at 70 for me.
Okay,
So.
okay.
Oh yeah,
I
and
think-
also highlight fucking $25 3 kg spool of PETG.
Yeah, that
Oh,
was
yeah.
dope. I'm glad I got 3 small rolls because I wanted more colors. But if
Oh.
I worked on other projects, I would have done the 3 kg roll. Like if I
Yeah.
didn't care about color, that's what I would do.
They gave us 4 spools of filament before we left
What?
for 1 kilogram. Yeah,
Dang. They must have just wanted to get rid of all their filament.
it was the new stock. Yeah,
Yeah.
but it was like black and white. We got 3 white spools and 1 black spool.
Dang,
we
I
split it-
wanted another roll of the white. I wish I could have gotten.
Yeah.
Is it cold white or warm white?
It was just white, dude.
It's. I would argue it's
there's
more of a
different-
warm white.
Okay, I much prefer warm white.
A little bit warm. I really think it's really in between, but you're right. It's a little warmly.
For whites, it's a warm white. It's not a cold.
Okay.
Because I have some cold white filament and I just refuse to print with it because
I don't know what the
Yeah.
fuck cold white filament looks like. You'd have to see it.
It's
kind of
harder
more
to print
blue.
with.
I
Yeah.
could get a picture and send.
I'll send
Yes.
you a picture of the difference between the two because I have
Yeah.
I have a piece in front of me that's warm white.
Yeah, I can tell you exactly.
Actually, I
what
have
it-
2
what it
different
is.
filaments that are white and cold, like warm white and cold white. Anyway,
I have yet to print with PET on my new fucking KE with Orca.
yeah, with the fix. I'm so glad I was able to fix. So,
Yeah,
I think it
actually
was
fucking end
Orchid
up
Lily
printing
was
it
talking
for,
about wanting to fix
fluid.
a printer, or maybe it was somebody else in chat who was like, "Man, I really want to fix one of my printers." I fixed Rain's printer over RepRap, so she can talk about how good I am at this.
Before RepRap. even.
Yeah, before RepRap, but we'll just say it was at RepRap.
Yeah.
Got that John fully working. That was sick. Such
Mhm.
an easy fix.
It's been printing. I got a newer print bed,
Uh-huh.
and it's just been perfect now.
That's what I'm saying.
Not
It
a-
doesn't take a lot. It's that
Mhm.
slicer's so bad it makes the whole printer look bad.
Yeah. I did get some new fans for it just so it was quieter, and it's just nice, and it's much nicer now.
Gotcha. So yeah, I think I'm moving on into the final takeaways, but we'll probably be here for like another half an hour, 45 minutes, just discussing our final thoughts. But
Mhm.
I wanted to show off my haul here. So I got here at the bottom are the 3 green gate rolls that I got. I got the white is in the middle. The yellow-ish is over on the right. I think this was supposed to be a lighter yellow, but
Oh, should I? send mine?
got gummed up. And then, well, you just got white and black.
No, dude, I got like 8 spools of filament.
Oh, wow. Then I got this army green. So I'm not showing here all of the parchment that I got. Quite literally, I got a
Just
suitcase
pull it.
full of parchment because the guys at the booth were like, please take it. And I was like, don't tell me that because I'm going to take it.
That's
Wait,
exactly what they did last year. They just
It's so
At
funny because Dreams...
the end of Sunday they just unload
Dreams got
'cause
so
they just
mad
gotta
at
get
me.
rid of
I
it.
can't remember if it was on stream or
man.
not, but Dreams was like, "Fuck you." He was
I
like,
want some now.
Prussia didn't bring any filament to Smurf.
Oh, really?
Yeah, apparently. He was like, yeah, they didn't give any filament out. I wanted to be like skill issue because they've given filament out at every RepRap I've been to, but I wasn't
Nice.
gonna be mean. I got that Leviathan board that I talked about, which I'm trying to decide which Voron I'm gonna build with that, or whether I'm gonna throw that on one of my old printers to refurb it. I'm just not sure. Like, I know I want to use it for a project. I just don't know which project.
The fucking Leviathan board.
Stole. It was given to me.
I'm joking. I'm joking. He still hasn't put that fucking Beal touch on yet.
I know that makes me a little angry.
I'm going to his house tonight.
Just
I'm
borrow
literally
it.
gonna fucking go
Just
put it
borrow
on.
it.
Put
No,
it in
not
an
borrow
envelope
it.
and
I'm
send
literally
and
gonna
mail it
fucking
to
put
me.
on. He's gonna be at work on Friday, so I'm just gonna put it on his printer while he's at work.
You should put it in an envelope and mail it to me. I'll give you my PO box address. Anyway, so right here in the middle is that right here in the middle is that purple, that Green Gate purple that we were talking about. Beautiful, beautiful color. I'll be making a full-length video or a short about that for RepRap Week, I'm gonna call it, where I make a bunch of RepRap videos and then end with the big long-form video. Kirby gave me that blue that he's been talking about for months, which is exciting. I can't wait to use it. I have a very specific project for this in mind, but I didn't want to put too much pressure on Kirby to remember it. But I was like, as soon as he mentioned what color it was, I have a project I want to use it for.
Yeah, and
So.
I brought it, and then we almost forgot it in the car because we were in such a rush to get you to the airport.
Oh, God, yeah. I didn't even tell my parents about that, so I wasn't even going to mention it. But this is
Okay.
funny.
yeah.
Well, we got you there.
Yeah, no,
we
that
almost
was so scary.
as
I thought
as we're like pulling up, I'm like, wait, what about that blue filament? I think it's still in the back of the car, and you were like looking for it. I'm like, I know exactly where it is. I'll get out when you get out.
I had to
hand
carry
to
it
you.
by hand through TSA because I
Yeah.
couldn't get it into my bag fast enough. So I had to carry it and put it in a bag.
How close were you to missing your flight?
He had like an
5
hour
minutes.
to spare. It was fine.
Bruh.
No, I
I wasn't gonna
boarding.
say.
They were halfway through boarding when I got on to the gate.
Yeah, we mistimed it because of the time change.
Because
Oh,
I thought when I was reading it, I thought it was in local time, but it was in. So Goshen and Chicago are in 2 different time zones for those that don't.
Yeah,
know.
it's always at the airport time.
But I thought it was on local time because I had it saved to my Apple Wallet, which normally converts times. Either way,
yeah,
it doesn't
Apple
matter.
Wallet
I'm
really-
home and safe, so it's not really that important. So the one thing I did want to mention, so this will be personal to me. I wanted to talk about the differences that I saw between East Coast RepRap and Midwest RepRap. I think that's something unique that I can bring to this conversation compared to you guys. Actually, I'm gonna move your pictures down on my OBS now that because on this last slide you're not there. Let me make you guys a little bigger.
Wah, wah.
Whap whap.
Wah, wah.
There we go. So, I thought that Midwest RepRap. I'm gonna start with positives and then go into negatives. So positives, I know a lot of people didn't like the kind of like by the seat of your pants way that it was organized, where like they just kind of picked times arbitrarily and all this other stuff. I know people kind of didn't like that, but I liked the spirit behind it, where it felt more like a bunch of makers coming together rather than a bunch of companies scheduling time to talk to you. I felt like there were a lot less booths that were like trying to sell you something and more so just trying to talk to you about something that they were working on. Like the booth next to our right had a Voron tool changer, and literally all the dude was doing was just showing off his Voron tool changer.
Yeah, that shit was fun.
He didn't even have it printing yet, but it was still cool to watch it swap the tool.
Oh yeah, and then
dude, you say that it was just really cool to watch, dude. You were the fucking like salivating at it.
I know, dude. I want one so bad.
well, we're gonna make one. Oh
Yeah.
no, my filament needs to swap again. Come on. Well, I just meant because like I was talking. I guess you guys could keep chat going while I go and swap that if you want. Or
Yeah.
or I can just keep talking and wait. I don't have to swap it right now.
what the fuck is wrong with this Chromebook?
All right, I'll go kind of quick, and hopefully I'll dovetail into something that Kirby wants to talk about. But I think that like there was a table there that was like a swap meet basically, where like it was like take stuff, give stuff, and that was like super cool. That because there's a lot of parts that I use that nobody else will use.
I still kind of wish I brought because I have a half torn down Ender that I
wish you had given that to me.
It rocks, dude.
No, it's like torn down enough that it's not usable. It's legitimately not enough parts.
I wish you had given it to me.
No, it would have ended up being just a pile of garbage for you.
No, I would have used
like an entire fucking printer of parts, but it just doesn't have the main board and one stepper. That's all it was.
Dude, the board is like the easiest thing to replace.
Because I've got my CR10, which I don't really have plans for, and I don't feel comfortable selling to somebody. And I've got that Ender that's mostly torn apart.
All right, keep talking about that. Keep talking about that. I'll be right back.
This is the swap. Maybe my old Ender I could get rid of. It still prints, but I want to replace it with a more modern Ender.
Ender.
It's a Ender 2. No, it's an Ender 3 non-pro. That's
Ender 2.
It's only upgraded with a printed direct drive.
Oh, dude, I fucking found like an old
keyboard stuff. Oh hell yeah!
Printer.
An old what?
An old DaVinci mini printer like yesterday. Back in my district storage. Fucking, I have to send you a picture.
Ace has that DaVinci that's a IDEX printer, and I told him like he could use that board that he got on that printer, and he's like, I don't know, that printer's kind of a piece of shit, so I don't want to use it.
To you. This is the fucker that I found.
Ooh, hell yeah.
Yeah, I was like, holy shit, dude, I should fucking set this up and like get it working.
I mean,
it's sitting in fucking archive storage.
Yeah, it's probably not a great printer, but
well, absolutely not. It uses fucking masking tape for the print bed.
For the bed, hell yeah, dude, the old school way. I used to do that.
We still
before
have that fucking what's it called? Replicator 2X, and it uses tapped on tape bed.
Yeah. So my brother's printer that he bought way back in the day, it's a heated glass bed. So as far as like old printers go, it's actually really like it was ahead of its time, but it's a completely smooth, untreated glass bed. So it was, especially printing ABS, because that's the only thing that was available back then was ABS. Printing ABS on an open frame printer like that was such a pain. So I mean, we found out
bro, just stick a fucking coat hanger into a hot glue gun fucking 3D printer.
Yeah, no, hairspray was what we ended up using. Like we tried
that should work.
A build tack surface, but because the nozzle, it actually nozzle probes, because the whole gantry is sitting on micro switches and can actually lift itself up. It's like tap changer, tap changer.
Yeah,
or
Vor
exactly on tap. It's like Vor on tap basically. So the whole nozzle comes down and touches the bed and lifts off and untouches those micro switches for the leveling. It has auto leveling too. Like this printer was way ahead of its time.
That's fucking
too
crazy.
Far ahead of its time.
Wait, what year was that? What was that printer at?
Hang on, let me find it.
Okay, I'm back.
We're talking about older printers. Like I sent him the picture of the little DaVinci Mini that I sent you.
Yeah, I'm
the
thinking
printer
of using
came out
that
in 2015. I think we bought it like late 2015.
Damn.
And it had like its direct drive, heated bed, heated glass bed, auto leveling. Like it was way ahead of its time, but I think a little bit too far ahead of its time because it was a real pain to work
Well, I think
on.
the problem that killed it is the similar thing for why I think Bamboo is in for some trouble is it was so far locked down that you just couldn't service it without sending it to them. And so nobody was willing to work with it because at that point 3D printing wasn't consistent enough where you could get the print just broke off the bed. That sucks.
Yeah, I thought I saw that, dude. I thought I saw like it fucking already come off, like when you were tapping.
No, it was okay.
Wank, wank.
All right, well I'll have to do that off stream. That's why I don't like streaming and doing pet prints, because you kind of gotta.
Especially if you're running back and forth.
Oh, that was a pet print. Oh
That's
god, nightmare.
It's a recreator print right there.
Nightmare.
Nightmare.
So, I'm thinking of putting the Leviathan board possibly on that. I have an old XYZ printer.
Yeah, that's what we were
The
talking about, using the
2.0
board
Duo.
on your old IDEX printer.
Yes, the problem is,
Oh, yeah.
well, it's not quite IDEX because the extruders aren't independent of each other.
Oh, it's just two extruders attached to each other?
Yes.
Okay.
I've said it a
Ew.
couple of times, but it's okay.
Wait.
But that's
Wait,
still,
is
I
that-
mean, that's still, you
Yeah.
have more drivers, so you'd be able to drive both extruders. So
Well,
with that
they're,
board.
they're physically
When-
connected to each
like,
other,
coming
Kirby.
out.
yeah,
it's
but you
just
still
one
need
giant-
you still need one extra driver for the one extra extruder.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. So you wouldn't be able to use like an ender board,
No.
is what I'm
no.
saying. But that board, I
wasn't
mean, that
planning
board
on
would
using
work. It's way overkill for that, but it would work.
Yeah,
And you can always strip the board out and use it for something else later.
absolutely. Yeah. That'll be later on. Yeah, no, the swap meet was like my favorite thing because I think it was more, to me it was very what's the word for it? It showcased the
The
big
community.
idea that I was getting interrupted by Rain as I'm trying to talk.
My bad, bro. Fuck you.
It was showcasing the main idea to me of what the difference between the other RepRaps and Midwest are. Is that it's much more community-led and not as much business-led. Like East Coast, by comparison, feels like a trade show. And I've been to trade shows in like New York. I've been. What was the one that's going on right now? Rapid. I've been to one similar to Rapid, not specifically for 3D printing, but I've been to economic trade shows. And that was my like biggest thing that I liked about Midwest, is I felt it wasn't like that, which is a huge advantage for it. I got some cool parts, which you'll hopefully see in a future video. I got this yellow TPU here. Can't wait to use that on some stuff. I'm hoping that it's 70A because I have a bunch of 90A, but I don't think it was the Ninja Flex 70A because Rain wouldn't grab me that.
You have. I fucking didn't grab you that because I was.
Because I was coming up with an excuse on why you couldn't grab it.
I didn't grab anything from that table because the guy kind of I don't think he was. I think that's just how he looked, but he was kind of glaring, and I felt weird.
You should have grabbed stuff. I'm so mad you didn't. Anyway, this
Don't
hot
even,
end right here is a special like V6 hot end, and I used that on my Monoprice Mini, which should be fixed relatively soon. Because I almost got it working on Tuesday. This right here is a piece that holds the Z-Rod in place on something like an Ender, but lets it like flex. I'm going to use that to hopefully fix some of my Z-banding, which I'm excited for. I love it on the CR10, and I'm doing a dual Z-axis upgrade for my CR10. What's up?
Nothing. I'm doing work.
Oh, okay, gotcha. So yeah, that was awesome. But people like could drop off whatever they wanted there. Like chat, they just said they left a keyboard there, which was really cool. And then somebody left a like filament dryer there, from what we were told, which is kind of crazy.
Wait, what?
Yeah, somebody left a filament dryer there. That's why I was saying you should have scoped out that table and taken more stuff.
That's another thing. I saw a lot of the new Polymaker like modular filament dryers. I think I want to, especially if I'm upgrading to the PTG filament from Greengate, I want to get a bunch of those.
Yeah.
That modular system's really cool and really smart.
I know. I probably should get something. What does this say? The F key?
So you don't have a filament dryer at all?
No.
You should get one. I can send you.
I know.
So I have a Solval 3D one. Mine was only $40. I could send you a link to it on Amazon. It does 2 rolls at a time. It's not bad for like what I need. It's not as complicated as Kirby's, but Kirby's was like what? How much was it?
It was $80, but that was
the
Kickstarter
pre-order
price.
So I think it's either 100 or 150 now. I heard somebody at the conference saying that it was like that price, but I don't know off the top of my head, so don't quote me on that.
For the Kickstarter price, and I hate Kickstarter, so I shouldn't have fed into that. But for the Kickstarter price of $80, it was really good.
Yeah, now it's way more expensive, so it's a little.
The Polymaker one is
nice
nice though, because
crazy.
you just buy one or two of the bases and then just a bunch of the boxes.
I really need that fucking Solval S4 to dry that fucking 3 kilogram spool.
Wait. You're the person that left the dryers?
Hell yeah.
That's crazy. You should have given them to me. No, I'm kidding. No, what I really wanted was that Solval 8, but I won't talk about that anymore outside of that. I wanted that so bad. Anyway, so people that I met at the convention. So I talked to the people from Prusa. And the one guy from Prusa and we hit it off pretty well, talking about 3D printing. He was doing he wanted to make his own filament, which I think is probably because he works for Prusa. And he probably gets to see how it's made quite often. I would be in a similar mindset, I think, if I worked for Prusa. I'd be like, yeah, I have a lot of knowledge on how to make my own filament. From watching Prusa.
I love working at Prusa. I love filament.
And I showed him the Artme, and he was like, I might buy the Artme so that I could make my own filament. I was like, more power to
dude,
you.
the Artme looks so fucking cool, dude.
So I looked it up. It's like it would be like $800-ish
Never mind
to buy it. Which I've been tracking filament making for. And you left a 2 dryer and a single dryer. Dang! I wish you dropped that off with me. I got a food dehydrator oven. Oh geez, fits 20 spools of filament. That's crazy.
What?
So I think while we're talking about dryers, one of the people that came up that I would classify as a hater got really mad at me that you have to dry Recreator filament. He's like, that's such a pain in the ass to do. Why would I ever want to dry filament?
If you have a dryer, it's not that hard.
And then I was like,
even if you don't have a dryer, it's not that hard to dry filament.
I've still never dried Recreator filament, and it worked perfectly
so
fine.
Rain, it's okay. I got it.
It would
you don't
work better if you dried
but it doesn't. It's not something that you want. It's like saying, well, Kirby could drive without brakes because, well, Kirby's never gotten in an accident, so that means nobody ever has to drive with brakes on their car. It's not advised that you print other filaments without a dryer. It works for Rain, but Rain is the only person I've met in my entire life that it works for. So I would not take her as an example of what you should do to be successful. The reason I'm a little bit more confident saying you need a dryer and not feeling like I'm an elitist prick is because dryers are not uber expensive, and you only need to buy like one dryer. You don't have to buy like the most expensive top of the line thing to just get started. Because really what you need to do and what I do is when I want to print with a material that needs that needs drying, I'll dry it before I print with it, but then I just put it back on the shelf with all the other rolls of filament. So you don't really need to let it sit in the dryer. Some people like Kirby will say that you do, but that's because Kirby's elitist.
I've never said that.
No, I'm kidding.
I do print from my dryer just because it has the facilities to do that, but
God, you guys are going crazy in the chat right now. Anyway, so yeah, I said to a guy, like, he was like, oh, I don't want to do the recreate. He was like, wait, Recreator filament needs to be dried, but I don't dry my normal PET G. And I was like, oh, you're successful printing PET G without a dryer? And he goes, well, it's really stringy and sometimes it doesn't stick to the bed. And I'm like,
exactly.
So then it's not successful. And I was like, oh, you should try drying it. And he's like, I don't know about that. That seems like a lot of work. I shouldn't have to. And I'm like, well, you do. Sorry. And then to that, I would also say, I think every filament except for PLA needs to be dried. It's even up in the air whether ABS needs to be dried or not. Because like
if it's old enough, it's worth it to just dry the spool. It's
I have
not
ABS
ABS
that's
buying it
relatively
right now.
old and it needs dried. So like when people say that,
look at the tweet I just posted in.
I don't want to. I'm streaming.
Real quick, just real quick. It's funny. It's really funny.
Interrupting my damn thing.
It has to do with color, multicolor, which.
Wait, where did you put this? Oh wait, I'm in the wrong server.
Maker content.
That looks.
Yeah, but I was in
funny.
fucking soy server. Oops.
You didn't talk. Did you talk about soy while I was gone?
No.
Wait.
Oh my gosh! Looks like we're not talking about soy. Rip.
Wait, what? What happened with
Nobody brought her up, so we're not talking about it. Damn, that sucks.
Oh, I mean, should I?
Kirby's too soft boy to talk about it, so it's not my fault. Blame him.
Stop being a bitch.
So yeah.
Oh, I've got money. Never mind. I can fucking buy a filament dryer.
It's not don't buy one of those like super pricey ones.
No, I mean like I'm just saying like I have enough money to be able to afford insurance, afford gas, and like buy shit that I need to do drying. So I'm good.
Good. That's what I like to hear. So yeah,
that's why I'm working.
Kirby? Did you want to talk about soy? Did you want to talk about?
Yeah. So
all right, we need to hurry this up because Kirby's losing his ability to interact.
Yeah, I've started to look back on Etsy and I need to finish a bunch of orders by the end of the day.
Oh, okay, I'll give you, if you can stay here for 5 more minutes, then you're good to go. Is that good enough, or are you gonna lose focus again?
No, I'm gonna lose focus.
All right, well then I'll give you 10 minutes with focus losing. Okay. Then after that you can leave. All right.
He gets his time doubled. That's kind of funny.
All right, go. Just start talking.
Okay, so on Saturday, I pitched this idea to Soy while I was at Offkai, and she's like, "Hell yeah, I totally could do that." I built an iPad setup with Soy's logo.
Wait. Ace, use the picture of me holding it.
I don't have it.
It's on Twitter.
Giving it.
Or yeah.
Why do I have to comb through your Twitter?
I'm giving it to you.
Rain said she'd DM it to you.
Okay.
I DM'd it to you.
Why didn't you said look it up on Twitter is what I heard first, because you guys are talking over each other. There we go. Now keep talking. Don't lose focus. Psst, psst, psst. Hey. Kirby?
Okay, so we made a whole setup for an iPad. Ace's iPad ended up being bigger than the one I tested it on, so we kind of had to bend the 3D prints a little bit, but it ended up working. And we walked around with Soy on a video call for a while, which was really fun because she's not super into 3D printing, but she's interested in it, and she actually graduated with an engineering degree, so she's
I gotta
pretty
talk
smart.
to her more because I have an engineering degree as well.
She's super smart.
I gotta talk to her more.
Just show up in her streams and start chatting. That's all I got to.
I don't do that. I don't do that.
Or she's streaming today on Jake Create's channel, I think. Or just show up in her Discord and start chatting.
You always gotta
don't
make
have to
way
DM
more complicated.
I'm gonna.
You're like,
I
I
already
need to
met
DM
her.
everybody and be friends with.
No,
people.
I think it's more awkward for me to show up in the chat because like it didn't work with
Why?
Ria. You were like,
Because
oh, you got to do it
hardly
this
chat
certain
at
way.
all.
You got to do it this certain way in order to talk to people that I've already mentioned you to. It's like, no, I'm gonna do my own thing.
But you hardly talk at all, so.
In
No,
what?
no, no.
In Ria's? Yeah, you're right.
And DM them directly.
So before we continue, while Kirby's here, I do want to say this. Now that Kirby and I have met, I can say we are, when in terms of like social aspects, we are the complete opposite. Like complete and total like opposite, two sides of the same coin. Like
I don't know.
when he would roll over for bed and he would be in chat, he talks as much in Twitch chat as I do in real life. It's so funny. He'll be in there like sending like message after message after message. I've sent like one. I think the only person I've ever gone to a stream and chatted in is Orchid Lily, because I didn't want it to seem like I'm a bad friend and like I didn't go. But I do not like chatting at all. I'm somebody who just like watches
Don't get why
streams.
not. That's so weird.
I don't like it. I don't like it. I'm sorry. I don't know. I don't understand why you can't have a conversation with somebody in person without getting like exhausted.
Because I'm an idiot.
What?
Because I'm an introvert.
Yeah, well, that's the same way I am with Twitch chat. I don't like it. It feels awkward.
All I can say.
Shout out to all the
is-
people that watch VODs or lurk in chats. You're me.
Guys, all I can say, Ace is not a twink IRL.
Yeah,
We
twink
talked
death
about that.
confirmed.
We talked about that at the beginning of the stream.
I was slightly disappointed.
What was it that Orchid Lily said? It's like finding out Mumbo Jumbo is a what was it? It's like realizing Mumbo Jumbo is a super sporty outdoorsman and not an accountant in tweed. Yeah, no, I Kirby came up to me on Sunday and was like, yeah, Rain came up to me and was like, damn, I can't believe Ace isn't a twink. And I was like, I contributed to I created my own twink death. It was so funny. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do an insane cut, and then next time we meet, I'm gonna be like a twig. I'm gonna be like a foot taller too.
That'd be so fucking funny.
Yeah, it would
You're
be
gonna
so...
get leg lengthening surgery.
No, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hang myself from the ceiling every night by my fingertips.
Oh Jesus Christ! Don't say that.
No, by my fingertips, and I'm gonna stretch myself
I
out.
was about to say, do not just cut it at that.
Yeah, I'm gonna hang myself by my fingertips or by my feet, and I'm gonna stretch myself out that way. It's gonna be great.
That's an expanded battery. Fuck. Gotta say.
I don't want to listen to this song again. I feel like we listen to it like every stream. So yeah, Soy came.
Be like Kirby and fucking have like, what was it, the cat keyboard bullshittery on?
You mean
The cat keyboard
cat
on the
Voron?
stream? The cat keyboard music on the stream. That shit was.
Oh
that,
yeah, fucking
that shit was
Cat
awesome.
Radio. Dude, Cat
Yeah.
Radio's sick.
Oh, I'm so fucking mad that like I didn't know that you gave us permission to just mess with the Voron. I thought you had to be there.
Oh no, I thought that was the whole point of you taking it, is that so you
I
could print
thought
it.
you
And
were
stuff.
gonna be in the room with us, like fucking with it.
I mean, worst case you break it, I take it apart and fix it when I get home. I had to fix it
Yeah.
anyways. The homing is still messed up. I'm not sure what happened. It must have got bumped a little hard when I was driving.
Oh,
So the
I
sensorless
fucking-
homing
I
is
threw it
still
on
weird.
the ground. My bad.
Yeah, whatever. I just got to retune the homing. I think there's like a whole process.
Yeah, whatever.
There's a whole process to like properly triggering the sensorless homing and stuff.
Yeah,
It's not fixed.
the only reason I didn't want you to mess with that KE too much is because if there was visible damage, Micro Center took the box open and took all the parts out to make sure that I hadn't broken
Oh,
something.
they did.
So if it
No,
was...
they just made.
You're
pretty sure they were
lying,
just
Kirby.
making sure
I was
everything
there.
was there. No, I know they
I
opened it up, but
was
I'm pretty sure they were
there.
just making sure
Why?
everything was there.
Yeah, so when I said visible damage, are you just gonna ignore that?
Yeah, I don't think they were actually looking for physical.
They
Well,
so
maybe.
Yeah, I
So,
made sure
while
to put
Kirby-
it together like
when
exactly
Kirby
from
leaves,
that.
I can tell you what actually happened at the Micro Center because
I went
he's
to the
gonna
bathroom.
believe what happened while he was in the
Exactly,
bathroom.
Kirby, shut the fuck up.
No, they literally what they did is they took it apart and they moved it by hand and they like heavily inspected the hot end and everything.
That's funny. I actually am so glad.
And
that
they
I
were
put it
like
back
they were
together.
like asking me like, "Oh, is it missing steppers or stuff?" And I'm like, "What are you talking
Yeah,
about? Why would I have
I'm
taken
sorry, if
steppers
you
off of
fucking
it?"
Feel the resistance? No.
And I'm like, and they're like, "Oh, okay, gotcha, no problem." But they were like giving me kind of, they were kind of like really making. That's why I
It's like
didn't
an
want there to be
FBI
any visible
fucking-
damage on it. Because if
FBI
there was
survey.
visible damage, then they would have probably been like, "Yo,
Get fucked. You're
Why?
spending all that money.
losing all that money."
You lost all the money. Fuck you.
Yeah. So, thanks for Thanks for joining the stream, Kirby. You can head out if you want.
You can fall asleep,
Okay.
Kirby. You're free now.
No, I gotta go finish Etsy orders.
He's gotta go take a shower and then nap and then get in Twitch
Take a
chat.
shit and shower.
Still can't believe you're giving me shit for wanting to take a shower.
Yeah, no, I am I'm standing by that.
It's really funny how you said it. You were like, "Can I go to the hotel room, take a shower, please?"
Well, the reason I was mad is because I knew it wasn't just going to be a shower, which it wasn't. Because
No,
then
yeah,
you
you
laid
should've
down
paused
and
it.
then you slept and took a nap. And I was like,
Yeah, yeah,
No, that
because
was that was Saturday. That
all
wasn't.
Because by the time that you were talking about leaving at like,
I'm gonna have to work overtime. Fuck.
6:30, 7 o'clock.
Yeah, because we had been there for
Which
since like
we
9
didn't
a.m.
leave until 9, so you would have just been gone for the last like 2.5 hours. Of
Oh,
the-
you're talking about Friday?
Friday. Is
No, I
when you
would
wanted
have.
to
I
leave
would have
the
been back
shower.
Friday. I would have been back Friday.
No, you
I'm
wouldn't.
talking about Saturday because we left early Saturday. We
You-
didn't stay until 9.
And you also were gone for the entire middle because you left to get lunch and all that stuff. And
What?
you also left on Friday.
The entire
to go and
we were
get-
gone for like maybe half an hour.
No, you were not. No, you were not.
Yes, we. What are you talking about?
What are you talking? Why are you?
How long,
Whatever.
Rain? Because you were with me. How long were we gone?
For what?
On
I'm
Saturday.
sorry.
On Saturday when we got
Saturday
food.
when you went and
We went-
got
we
lunch,
went
you were
to-
gone for at least an hour.
What happened? Oh, for
Lunch.
We went to Walmart and then we went to
Walm-
get food.
We went to the Walm. We went to go get the food.
And that's it.
Yeah,
And
we
then we
weren't
came
gone
back.
that long. I remember we fucking.
We had to wait for the food. That's right. Because
Yeah, that's all that it was. And then I went in and grabbed. I thought was a gumball, and it was a pinball machine for fucking bouncy balls. I walked. We found a quarter. I went in there, played the little bit of pinball. I thought it was a gumball, but it was a fucking bouncy. It was 2 bouncy balls, and then I fucking threw it at the car window twice.
I think all 3 of those fuckings were really important to tell me that you took a bouncy ball and threw it in the road. I think those were vitally important for that conversation and definitely
Dude,
necessary.
I'm so tired right now. Fucking goddamn it, work has been awful.
YouTube, please don't take down my stream.
You're-
Rain doesn't know what
you're-
she's doing, and I've asked her several times.
YouTube's not going to take down your stream for swearing.
No
I don't know, man.
Unless you
I don't
have your
know.
stream marked as
Watching
kid
your
for
shit.
kids, which you
Dude, how
shouldn't
else am
have
I gonna
anything
make
on
my
YouTube
money?
marked as for kids. You
No,
should always have it.
No,
all
because
of-
then you have to go on YouTube Kids to watch it.
Yeah, and then you don't get ad revenue, which you wouldn't.
No,
get
I mark
anyways,
all
but-
of mine not for kids, but they mark it for I could go in and check. Hold
Young
on.
adults.
They keep marking it as not advertiser
Child
friendly.
Really?
Wait, not
Mhm.
advertiser friendly? Oh damn, you
Yeah.
get demonetized, bro.
That's what I'm
Well, he doesn't-
saying.
You don't get monetization anyways, but
That is literally, dude. That's why you don't use YouTube as a fucking. God damn it. That's why you don't use YouTube as a platform for money.
Yeah, good one. I'm opening up the Patreon, guys. All right, well,
should.
Kirby, you can head out. It's
Okay.
it's all good. I don't want you to have to feel like you have to stay here.
I think talked about pretty much everything I wanted to talk about anyways, so we're good.
Yeah, if there's any final thoughts that you have, feel free to. You have the floor. Otherwise, you can.
Okay. If I think of anything, I'll put it
Among
in
Us.
chat so you can talk about it. Because I'll still leave it open. I just gotta work on Etsy orders.
Okay, no
Gotta
problem.
concentrate on that.
No problem. All right. See ya. Thanks for dropping by.
See ya.
Among Us, dude.
Huh?
We should have printed Among Us in Pet.
We should have. We can still, but
We'll do it next year.
I don't
We'll
know
just
if there
print an
will be a
arm.
next year.
They're
yeah,
better.
that's what. Oh, we can talk about that real quick.
Yeah.
If, and this is a big if, we go to
Yep.
Midwest RepRap again, I don't think we'll be running a table.
No.
I'll probably still go because it's within driving distance, but I don't think Ace will go again. Just
No.
because flying to a smaller convention like that doesn't really make sense. I think the
No.
plan next year is to try and
Go to
try and
Rocky
hit
Mountain.
Rocky Mountain RepRap.
Yeah.
Because I've
Let's
been
just-
wanting to go to that one for a
Josh,
while.
do it.
I've been wanting to go to Rocky Mountain RepRap ever since it started. I just haven't really had a reason. But if Ace is going to fly anyways, it makes more sense for him to fly to Rocky Mountain, and then I would also probably fly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would love to go to Rocky Mountain. That's what me and Reborn were also thinking, was go to the next Rocky Mountain one.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll all be there, and I'll talk about
I've
that.
got a
during
friend
my
in
final
Colorado, so
talk
he would be
too.
able to drive anyways. So it would make a
Perfect.
lot
Yo,
of
and
sense
we
to
can
do.
stay at
Like
his
Bobby.
place. Then we don't have to pay for a hotel.
No, because he doesn't own a place; he rents. So
No, I know.
he doesn't really have extra space.
You always got to be like, actually.
Actually, no, we can't do that.
No.
No.
Okay,
Fine.
I'm a dip.
All
Or
right,
be the
have fun.
ruiner of fun.
Goodbye.
Yeah.
Bye.
All right, bye. Oh, we should have mentioned the potholes in fucking.
We already did.
There. Oh, he did.
Yeah,
dude,
no,
the
I
potholes were-
did. Yeah, I have a picture of it that I'm gonna add to the video. When we went to the Walmart, I showed those. I nabbed a picture. Also, there's that picture of the horse-drawn carriage, which in my part of the country isn't that abnormal either. So.
No, I mean, like when you're around in Indiana, it's gonna be like that though.
No, I mean, horse-drawn carriages get driven near me too, so it wasn't new.
Oh, what?
It wasn't new.
Oh,
for
they
me.
never get driven around here. It's always bikes.
No, it's probably because you don't live in big Amish territory. I live near big Amish territory.
Well, no, yeah, we live in Amish territory. It's just like everyone just rides a bike. No one rides a horse.
Well, then it's not big Amish territory. It's just Amish territory.
Yeah,
Difference.
I didn't say big. I said Amish territory. Whatever,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter.
So, yeah,
I've gotten so distracted. I'm gonna have to work overtime. This is great.
that's what we like to hear.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you can, if you need to leave, you can leave.
Nah, I'm good.
All right. So yeah, Kirby kind of mentioned it a little bit, but I don't think that I'm going to go to Midwest RepRap anymore. No offense towards like Midwest RepRap. It was great. I'm glad that I went. But it seems like Midwest RepRap is kind of at its like crossroads where
It was at
it's
peak.
sink or swim for RepRap. I don't think this is the peak by any stretch of the
No, this was
imagination.
not the peak. That's what, like I'm saying. Like it already hit its peak, and I think it's just going down now.
But I think that this point is its sink or swim, where if they don't adapt and get better, they're going to get pulled under. Like for instance, Rocky Mountain RepRap pulled a lot of people away from Midwest, and so they were told to move Rocky Mountain. So Rocky Mountain last year was like a week before. It was like it would have been like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
But they moved it further in the spring to not conflict with Midwest RepRap out of courtesy. And I think that's big. That's demonstrative of the problem, I think, with Midwest RepRap, is that they're not really accommodating the change in 3D printing. I have been in the 3D printing industry for a long time. Or community, I should say. I think I started in like 2014, so it's been like almost a decade, if not a little bit over.
Yeah.
And there's been a lot of change. It used to be much more where like tinker heavy, because the printers that you would buy wouldn't work off the shelf
there's like
fantastically.
What the fuck?
They wouldn't work fantastically off the shelf. They would work. Like the Ender Pro still works. It just needs a little bit of elbow grease put into it, I think, to make it like really good. But now you can buy printers off the shelf for under $100 that can print perfectly out of the box with no issues, and you can get ones for under $300 that can print all metal direct drive with a fresh clipper install. So there's not much really that you can add to a printer anymore. So 3D Printopia.
That isn't how they make like.
So
the
is
next best
hold on,
thing,
Rain,
right?
hold on.
Yep,
3D
I'm listening.
Printopia 2025 Chicago. So 3D Printopia is what East Coast RepRap is rebranding its name to. Unless I've heard anything different, is that a new thing that's starting in 2025? Because 3D Printopia is what East Coast used to be named, and that's what it'll be named. This September is when East Coast is, or 3D Printopia
Wait,
is.
what?
I had not
They're
heard.
changing the RepRap name to Printopia?
Yeah, well, again, I'm glad that was brought up, because this is exactly what I'm talking about. The 3D printing industry, in my opinion, or community, in my opinion, is you used to talk more about your printers and the quality of prints that you could get out of your machine. Now that everybody can get generally the same amount of
Good
quality out of their printers, it's more about
It's just
the
not
stuff that you print that people are showing off. And so there's a lot more people in the 3D printing community that are not tinkerers with the printer. They are makers. And so 3D Printopia is Midwest or East Coast RepRap's way of adapting to that crowd, adapting to more people joining the 3D printing community that are not 3D printing tinkerers or printer makers, that are people that want to get into the maker space as a whole. I think it's a great move because, like I said, I think that the community is moving in that direction anyway. So I'm down for the change.
Yeah,
but
it's kind of
that's kind of what I think is going to be the difference between Midwest continuing to exist versus going under. Is whether or not they can adapt to that. And it seems like they're not. And so I think they might go under. Like this year or next year might be the last year for Midwest unless they make some big changes. Just joking, but can you imagine? I mean, that would be kind of nice. If it was closer to Chicago, it might be easier for me to go to. And I wonder if that it would be the same for others. I don't know, and I don't want to be mean to anybody that lives local to the Midwest, but Goshen is kind of in the middle of nowhere. And so I imagine if it was closer to Chicago, it would be a little bit easier for more people to make it to it. But I have no idea. Because Goshen isn't really close to anywhere big in Indiana. Like, you could go to Indianapolis.
It's kind of like
Indiana, and that's
Gary, but
big.
also no one wants to go to Gary.
Well, no one wants to go to Goshen unless you're going to Midwest RepRap.
I mean, like, I would never. If it was in Gary, I would not go.
That's funny.
Like, that's how I feel.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm a little bit frustrated with how everything was handled. I think the thing that really bothered me was the schedule. Like, the schedule kept changing as we were there. Like, we were told
There was
originally
also,
that
no updates at all. Like, we didn't get updated about like anything happening. So like, I had.
Well,
no
we
idea
did
when
get
that thing
updated,
was.
but it was through Facebook, and nobody reads Facebook, so
No one uses
people
Facebook.
felt like they weren't getting enough information quickly enough.
They tried using their Twitter, but like they only they literally responded to 3 tweets, and then like nothing happened ever again.
Well, up until Friday, they had not tweeted since last year, so it was kind of
Exactly.
tough.
That's what I'm saying. Like, they did not keep up with it.
And the schedule kept changing, and it was fluid, which I understand because at the end of the day, Midwest is more so a group of people coming together to talk about stuff, and so they're just kind of more casual with everything. But originally, a couple weeks ago, we were told that it would be opening on Friday at 3 o'clock, and that Friday was only for vendors to do setup. And so we had planned that we were only going to be there for like an hour and a half on Friday, setting everything up, and then we were going to go home for the day. But they then changed the schedule.
You didn't know that it was also open to the public?
What's up?
You didn't know it was also open to public on Friday?
Rain, I'm in the middle of telling it. Just give me a second, all right? I'm telling the corresponding events. Don't worry, I'll build up to it. I know. You're really eager to point out that I'm wrong, but just trust me.
No,
I'm getting there. All right? Give me a second.
No. I'm
But-
just saying, like.
So when I originally approached Josh in March to do the event, the original schedule was that Friday at 3 o'clock was when setup started. And then they changed that as we got closer to be noon is when setup starts, 3 o'clock is when doors open for everybody that isn't vendors. And in previous years, the vendors had taken up all of the tables, and there were no tables for anybody else. And so it was really important that we got somebody to be there when setup started, as opposed to just when everybody was there. That's why originally the idea was that I was going to fly in on Friday, and then Kirby and I were going to get there early Saturday morning. But then that changed because the timeline of events for RepRap changed, and we needed to be there on Friday because Friday they were going to have people come into the event, Originally, they weren't. Originally, Friday was only going to be set up. It's the same case for East Coast RepRap. East Coast RepRap opens on Thursday only for vendors, and then opens on Friday to the public at night at around like 3 o'clock early in the afternoon. That's how most conventions go. Like, I'm going to Too Many Games tomorrow, and Too Many Games Expo opens for the public at 2 o'clock.
You're going to another venue?
Yeah, I'm going to another convention tomorrow.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
But I'm local, so it's not that big of a deal. It's like an hour and a half drive. For what?
Fly out to another fucking thing.
No. I was about to fly to Offkai, but I didn't get a ticket fast enough.
When's Offkai?
Offkai was 2 weeks before Midwest RepRap, and it was in California. Yeah, I didn't show it here, and I don't know if I will show it. But Kirby got me a bunch of like souvenirs, which was really awesome.
Okay, so Kirby went to fucking Offkai and then went to Midwest? God damn.
No, he just went to Offkai. There was no fucking. He just went to Offkai.
Oh, shut the...
So yeah, we'll see. I think my biggest takeaway, positive and negative for the Recreator booth, Recreator Ambassador. I really enjoyed talking to people. I'm a big fan of doing this stuff. Obviously, that's why Josh had me be an ambassador. A lot of really good people that were like interested, and I'm hoping a lot of people. It seemed like a lot of people were joining, like looking into joining the Discord, which I said to a lot of people, just join the Discord, and even if you're only slightly interested, it can just rot in your Discord. Like, you can just lurk. You don't have to contribute something to be in the Discord community. But I guarantee you're gonna find something, or at least in the future find something that really you're like, that's it, that's what I want to make. And that's what me and Josh and a bunch of the other ambassadors are looking at too, is what can we do, what can we show off in terms of the Recreator community that is like what you can do with the material, because a lot of the people that are interested in Recreator have already made Recreator units, but not as many people know what to do with the pet once they make it, because arguably a lot of the stuff that we've shown off as stuff you can make out of pet could be made out of PLA. And so we are developing, I don't want to say case because that makes it sound kind of negative, but we're developing like a better idea of what are the strengths of this unit as opposed to just using store-bought materials. Because originally it was, well, this is a great way to get cheap pet, but the question is, what is good with pet? You know, like, why use pet over something else? And so that's what a lot of the community work is moving into. And so it's exciting, and that's what I was bringing or hoping to bring to Midwest RepRap, and it seemed like a lot of the people that were there were really into that idea, which is really nice. So, and again, I only had a few like people that were like negative, and to them I was like, well, I don't think I'm gonna be able to get you interested in this because you've already made up your mind. But there were a lot of people who were like, I tried to make it and it didn't work. And I was like, well, I think you should join the Discord and you should try it out again, because I think that there could be a case for you to try this again, you know? And I think that the people in the community could help you make that second attempt, and maybe the second attempt will be successful. Speaking from personal experience, my original Recreator build, I was having a lot of trouble with it not working. And then Josh sent me those tweaked cutter, and now I've been printing pretty solid since then. I haven't had. You still have more issues than I would love to print trussing parts out of pet. Exactly, that would be awesome. And pet is so. Most of the time you can buy PETG, which has that glycol modifier in it, which makes it technically less thermo-resistant, and it's not as strong because it's meant to be a 3D printer material. So it does need a little bit more work than PETG. However, you get those strength advantages of using raw pet. And for me, I realize this isn't as big of a pull for others, but for me, I feel like I'm able to experiment with this filament, because if if I buy PLA off the shelf and I make a mistake with it, I see the dollar signs of it, of that loss. But when I'm using Recreator filament, it would have been in the recycling. Like, Josh doesn't like when we call it trash filament because it makes it, people then think that it's like bad quality. But I think everybody that I talked to understood exactly what I was saying when I said, you know, the alternative is it's trash. So every mistake is kind of ironed out in a way where I feel like I can experiment with it way easier than I can with other materials. And it's taken a lot of the stress out of 3D printing for me. Because I used to be, well, I started when I was really young, and so I didn't have a lot of money, and so every failure, all I could see was, well, this is how much it costs to fail. But now that I'm using bottles, there's no dollar signs to it. The only thing that costs is my time, but as I get better, it uses less time. So, and I can do a lot of other things while I'm doing the Recreator. Like today I was able, now to be fair, my print on stream wasn't successful, but I had a print earlier that was successful, and I can do that while I'm doing other stuff. So it's not like it's in a vacuum. So yeah, that being said, I want to do my final like thoughts about RepRap and all that, and then I want to talk about the future of some of the stuff I've got going on at the channel. Oh, there was one more thing I wanted to, that one guy that came to the booth, I thought it was so funny. He came up to the booth and he was like, so you guys are the ones that make, he had an Arizona tea bottle in his hand, and he was like, so you guys are the ones that take like recycled bottles, right? And I was like, yeah, we take bottles and turn it into filament. And he was like, well, so are you collecting bottles at RepRap? I was like, no, we're not. And he's like, well, it would be really easy. You could just like cut it right here and then you could make filament out of it. And it's like a cool color. And I'm like, yeah, but we don't have any of the tools to do anything with it. Like, I can't process it. And he's like, well, it wouldn't take too much effort. It wouldn't take too much effort. I'm like, dude, no, I'm not taking your bottle. He's like, okay, all right, I'll just recycle it. And then later on, he comes over to the booth. And Rain, you were here for this, so I think it'll be funny. But he came over to the booth and he was like, so I'm thinking, what about if you used a laser to cut the bottles? And I was like,
Oh god.
What do you mean use a laser
You
to cut
just
the
melted,
bottle?
dude.
And he was like, well, you know how like they use like laser cutters and stuff? And I was like, yeah, but lasers can't cut through clear material, and PET bottles are clear.
Well, they can,
and he was like, well, they can, but it just needs a backing. And I was like, well, you're going to put a backing on a bottle just to cut it right off? Like,
how the fuck would you even wait?
But like
bottle
and then here's the thing that gets me
in.
is the idea that he came up wasn't bad. It was actually like a decently good idea.
Yeah.
It was, what he was saying is that, and which is true with the Recreator, is that your cut depth depends on how thick the bottle is. Because if it's too thick, it will take too much force to pull it through the Recreator, and if it's too thin, it won't complete the whole circle, which he's absolutely right with. But so on the Recreator website, we have a guide that says common thicknesses for bottles and then how deep you need your cutter to be.
Deep.
And I was like, oh,
Like
that's
deep
what
cut?
you do. And he was like, yeah, but that's really complicated. And I'm like, it's so funny to me that you just talked about making a system that will automatically raise and lower the cutting depth with a motor and use a laser sight to cut the bottle, and that was less complicated than just printing a new cutter that is that depth that you need. And I was like, it's so funny to me that like that idea in your head is easier than the thing that already exists. It had me dying. It was so funny.
Yeah.
But that's what I loved about Midwest RepRap was I felt like a lot of people were like, just had that mind, like, what if thought, which I think is really cool. It's just really cool because if you don't ask what if, what's the point?
Stupid.
What's up?
I thought it was. I thought you were about to say. I like Midwest RepRap because people are stupid.
People are stupid. No, I think even if an idea is stupid, the fact that you have somebody thinking about it means that they care about it, which I think is really big. Because if you're willing to say, "Oh, everything's good as is," then it means that there's no reason to like improve. There's no reason to. So you're at the peak, but I don't think that the 3D printing community is at the peak. I think there's always something to fix. And so rather than be complacent, it's how can we make it better? How can we push it forward? You know, who knows? Maybe that guy could come up with a way to make a laser level that would tell the thickness and change the plunge depth. That would be super cool because then you wouldn't need to heat the bottles up to cut them. That would take a whole step out of the bottle prep. So, you know, and then another thing that people have been working on recently that reminds me of this kind of idea is the meld and like seaming.
The meld unit.
The seaming. There's a guy who in the chat, which if you're actually or there's somebody in the Recreator Discord, which if by any chance you're watching, I think your stuff is really impressive. Literally, I'm watching the video right now. He holds the two pieces up to the Recreator as it's at temp and just melts them and then presses them together with his hand, and that's how he melts. And like that's very impressive to me.
Motherfucker just takes his two filaments and just
jams them together, yeah.
Presses
and
them
that's
together
that's really impressive.
Look
to
at
me.
this fucking absolute ball. I would say it fucking sigma male. I want to kill myself now, but
yeah, no, that I thought that was really impressive and very proud of them for doing that. But that's the kind of like janky. I guess this will kind of lead me into my final thoughts and why I'm a Recreator ambassador and all that stuff. I think we're kind of at a place now where you can get a printer off the shelf that can print.
Wait, what? Camera's
like
broken.
pretty much perfect quality with no like extra tinkering. So instead, I think we should tinker with the material. I think right now this is the time to start tinkering with material. To move a little bit away from tinkering with the machine and instead tinkering with the material. Things like the Art Me are becoming bigger. Oh, there's Dreams. I'm here. We can start the party now. It's funny because I'm about to get off. Sitting here chuckling, gonna need a swear jar. That's what I'm saying! I keep telling Rain to stop swearing, and she will not. You should have heard it at RepRap. It was crazy. By the way, Josh is here. Josh is the creator, the founder of Recreator. Gosh, I hope I spoke well of the Recreator project.
I think you did.
We did a good job. I don't know. You're about to get off, dude. Oh my gosh. Guys are. I meant like stop streaming because I got to get back to my. So I don't know when you got here, but I'm making the micro shredder right now. See. I'm 3D printing the micro shredder, but it peeled from the base, so I need to.
Oh.
I need to go down and reprint that. But now that I got all those pieces from Josh, I'm able to start recreating. I've been going crazy. This morning I was pultruding, printing, and prepping the bottles and cutting them all at once because the two of the machines can run at once. I'll trade you for the Arby's. Took a lot of effort. For myself to not be a sailor in public, no worries. Yeah, my community service voice is really good at being I don't swear. When I'm in streaming, I'm a little bit more.
When I was at the shit, I don't swear when I was at the table. Like I was like actually fine.
Oh man, there was this one time where we were talking to somebody and Rain swore and the person went, "What? This is so bad. I'm never coming to the Recreator ever again. I'm never even going to talk about you guys." No, I'm kidding.
Okay.
I'm totally kidding. No, what I really want is somebody there. So speaking specifically just to Josh, because I know no one else will think this is cool. but there was a guy behind us who had the Art-Me on demo, and he was like, I went up to him and I'm like, oh my gosh, we're with Recreator. Oh, there's Zombie. Hey, so everybody's coming right now, right when I'm about to stop streaming.
Maybe you should stay a little bit. Maybe you should stay
Okay, but I'm running out of stuff to say. Anyway, all right, so back on topic with the Art-Me. So there's a guy behind us that had the Art-Me, and when your F-bombs have F-bombs and they also have F-bombs. Yeah, no, that's Rain talking.
That's me.
Getting called out. My video's gonna get demonetized now because
your video's already demonetized.
Real. So it's fine. Repeat the stuff you said earlier. I will. I will. All right. So so yeah, there was a person behind us who had the Art-Me, and I went up to them and I'm like, oh my gosh, we're with Recreator, and I want to talk so much. So I want to use this so bad to do like recycled filament, like filament out of recycled material. And he was like, oh, that doesn't work. It will never work. I don't like recycled aggregate is so hard to use and it gets gummed up in the extruder and all the. I'm like, you're going to say that to me? Like, I just told you I'm the recycling guy. Like, all I care about is recycling. And you're going to tell me that
it doesn't work.
It doesn't work? There's no way that's going to fly. And I looked, and I had the Art-Me in my cart last night. I was about to buy it, but the problem is I don't have any way to get my material shredded. So I was like, you know what? Why don't I make the micro shredder and shred the material that I have into bottles and store it, and that will get me the next step. So hopefully the micro shredder will get me good enough so that I can start shred. Because like I have too much material that needs to be shredded and not enough space to store it. Like I have boxes full of PLA scraps and PET scraps that need to get. Pet 1 needs to be snowflakes for Art-Me.
Oh.
Needs to be.
It needs to be like really, really, really fine. That's what he's saying.
Yeah.
Like powdery almost.
Feed and refeed into the micro shredder. True, that's what I'm thinking. Micro shredder does fingernail clipping size perfect, like little rice. Yeah, so
PLA pellets.
Yeah. Oh, one thing I did want to point out, this is basically just for Josh, but let me pull up the PowerPoint again so I can. So on the table here, we have these bottles over in the middle here that have the shredded material. So many people came up to the table and were like, oh, so the Recreator takes shredded material and turns it into, and I'm like, no. This is just a demo of like, we just have chopped up material to like show that we're working on stuff that uses recycled material. And then also a guy came up to the table and was like, oh my gosh, you guys, you got to check up on JRT 3D. Josh, he's awesome. He's epic. He's making these PETG blends out of recycled material. It's so crazy. You got to like subscribe to him on YouTube and look at him because he's doing all this great work. And I was like, dude, get behind the table right now. Like, you're telling people more than I could tell. It was so funny. I do not know who this person was or how they know you, but they were your biggest supporters out there. I was blown away. Yeah, no, they were like, Josh is out there doing all this great stuff. And I was like, I know. That's why I'm here.
Reduce, use, create.
Yeah, reduce, reuse, recreate.
No, just get rid of the re. It's just deuce, use, create. That's fun.
Good one. So talking about my involvement as an ambassador going forward, I think I really enjoyed the conference, and now it's funny that both Dreams and Josh are here. Oh shit! Because I was about to, I said all the positive stuff first, and then you guys came here for the negative stuff I haven't talked about yet. We got a new neighbor 3 houses down, move in, 3D printer and program. His friend just built one. That's crazy to have a neighbor know you from the Recreator. That's cool.
Imagine like your neighbor moves in and realizes that you are the creator of his next project.
Yeah, he moves in and he's like, "Wait, you're Ace Gamer," and I'm like, No, it's not necessarily negatives, but Kirby talked about it a little bit before he had to go, but I don't think that I'll go back to Midwest RepRap. Just, it was very challenging for me to get there. It was a lot more challenging than other things that I had a ton of fun. I don't regret going in any shape or form. But I think
it was really fun.
I'm already going to go to East Coast because I'm local enough where I can go, like I can drive there.
Where is East Coast?
East Coast is in Bel Air, Maryland.
Oh, fuck.
I'm here for the
You're gonna
F-bombs. I keep telling Rain I'm gonna have to mute her pretty soon.
What?
Every time you swear, Josh puts a comment in chat about it.
Oh yeah.
Heard them from miles away. So I'm still gonna be going to East Coast. There's no questions about that. And I think that I'm hoping that I can, be behind the table and give my spiel and stuff like that and help Josh out when I'm there. I really enjoyed doing it. I know it's 3D Printopia. We were over that. I apologize. Somebody mentioned that and I explained the differences between 3D Printopia and how it's shifting and all that. I just call it East Coast RepRap so that people know what I'm talking about, but you're absolutely right. It's 3D Printopia now. But anyway, I'm hoping that I can do my thing behind the booth along with Josh and help him have a better time at East Coast RepRap. Allow him to, because last year at East Coast he had an entire panel, and I want him to feel a little bit more comfortable with that. That's what I'm here. But also, I think if I'm going to go to another RepRap, I would probably go to Rocky Mountain RepRap. I heard a lot of good stuff about this year's Rocky Mountain RepRap Festival, and so I'd like to check that out. We'll see. Also, I felt kind of, because the other people that were there, this is no offense towards you, Rain, just let me give my opinion on this. But I felt,
What did I do?
I felt a little bit like I was glued to the booth and I couldn't leave it. And so luckily there wasn't much to do at Midwest compared to East Coast, but I kind of just spent the entire time at the booth and I got a little tired of it and I wanted to go out and do other stuff. And so I think that going to East Coast and Rocky Mountain might make that more achievable, because then I could kind of be more free and go around and talk. My biggest regret from the event is that I talked to Chep, or Chuck Hellebuck, I believe is how you say his name. And he has been like a role model in 3D printing for me and like a huge inspiration. And he and I had like a 30-minute chat about Recreator. And he made a bunch of videos about Murph, but he didn't make one about Recreator. And I feel like it's because I wasn't over there with him more. Because if you look at all of the videos that he made about Murph, they're all booths that were like right next to him. In fact, in the back of the picture that I'm showing, you can actually see the booth that he was at. He was at, I'm pretty sure if I, pretty sure that if I zoom in here, that he's like, his booth is kind of like over here. I think you can see his head right there. What?
Oh yeah, it's the guy that you were talking to. That's right, I remember that.
Yeah, he's a big influence on me, and oh no, they're gonna see that I'm not. I think it was 150. Is that better? Better now? Hopefully. Oh, it's not fixed. Shoot, it's getting screwed up. But anyway, I was really sad that I wasn't able to like meet with him and talk more, because I really wanted to show off the stuff that I was showing off at Recreator, because like what?
I'm tired.
I'm tired. Oh yeah. Cuz I was really tired. I have one of those on each slide, see? Cuz I won the 3D printer board.
Yeah.
And
it's not the heat, it's the humidity.
yeah.
I win, Ace wins.
I think this one's my favorite. Leaving your ace in a hot car. But yeah, I was really sad because I wanted to show him the stuff that I'm doing for Recreator and cosplay, and I wanted to show him the colorizer because I had the two successful prints, and I'm hoping to make a video on that going forward. That was like kind of sad because I really wanted Recreator to have some type of big presence with like YouTubers. And there were a lot of YouTubers that we tweeted at that then like stopped by for a second to like talk to us, and that was it. Like they didn't have any footage or anything like that, which was a little sad. But I realize now I'm kind of getting into like a lot more selfish takeaways, so I'm not gonna like harp on it too much and be like really angry about it. It was just something that I felt like because I wasn't as mobile, that might have been why. But yeah, no, Chuck is up there in popularity plus. Yeah, he looked run down and tired, so I am in no way blaming him. And he is the GOAT. He is the GOAT. Like when he and I talked, he said he has his Recreator, and he was like, I feel really bad. I've had it around for like months, and I just keep getting busy with other projects that take precedent. And like, I want to set aside time to make this and do it, but I just keep running out of time to do it. And I said to him, I said, well, if you make it, we've got all this cool stuff going on in the community that are looking at fixing some of the downsides of the Recreator, because he mentioned some things like the fact that the spools are small because they're only as big as the bottles are tall. And he mentioned, stuff with like recycled aggregate, and I brought up the micro shredder, and I brought up the mini because he said that the Recreator, another thing is that it's fairly large, and I said, well, the micro size for two things. One, it can be a smaller footprint, but also it can you can swap the hats like a hats on a Raspberry Pi, and talked a little bit about the meld. So it would have been nice to have the booth and have that shown off, but that's where I come in. I get to make a video about it, so it's all on me. Dude asked me for a Mark V when I offered the Mark 6. Yeah, he said he asked for that because he does like a lot of Creality and Ender stuff, and so he wanted to show off the Mark V because it was
Ender 3.
Because it was made from an Ender 3. But yeah, I think generally it was really great for Recreator to be there, and I think we did a lot of great stuff, but I just think Midwest is kind of on its way out. Like there was no Creality wasn't there. The only printer company that I saw there was
Creality was only like a little tiny fucking goddamn it, I swore again.
Creality had a booth last year, but they had nothing at this booth, regardless of its size.
It was like teeny tiny.
Prussia was there, but only had one table. At East Coast, they had like I think 20 tables set in a line, and they were also there with Printed Solid and were selling filament because they own Printed Solid now. They were not there. We talked earlier. We have someone in the chat that did the Trusset designs, but they were sponsored by Gloop and the other company that I'm missing. They weren't there. Yeah, they had literally no promotions. I think it's Murph's fault. It's not the company's fault. But there was no Cocoa Press. That one we were surprised by. I wasn't surprised that Bamboo wasn't there because they weren't at East Coast RepRap last year.
I was not surprised that Bamboo was not there.
Bamboo does not seem like a company that gives a shit about people that go to East Coast RepRap. Or go to RepRaps at all. But yeah, they weren't there. No Elgu, but I've never seen Elgu at any of these things. There were some other little companies that I didn't see there, like Alien 3D wasn't there. There weren't very many YouTubers there, like CNC Kitchen didn't go. And 3D Printing Nerd decided to go to Rapid this week instead. And people that I know, maybe you guys don't know, but like Filament Stories wasn't there, and I was kind of sad because I wanted to see her again. I thought she was in the Midwest, and so she would have been there. I think another thing that kind of hurt Murph was Open Sauce, but I think that's besides the point. It just seems like a better event happens over the summer, regardless of what Murph does, and it takes all the people away from Murph. Like last year it was Rocky Mountain, and this year it was Open Sauce. And I just don't think that.
I love when you call it Murph.
Yeah. Well, I call it Smurf because I don't know how to say the guy's name that Smurf is based off of. It's like Sommer or something. I don't even remember. And now James is gonna know.
Okay.
Yeah, it's named after a really famous 3D printing community member over in Europe.
After my balls.
At some point, I'm gonna have to Sanjay. That's it, Sanjay Mortimer. I didn't remember his name, so I was not gonna be able to say it. But yeah, that's what Smurf is named after. It's Sanjay Mortimer, one of the founders of E3. Okay, founder of E3D is still very famous. I also don't think that Rain knows what E3D is. E3D was not there,
Really?
by the way.
You don't think I know what E3D is?
I don't know. You didn't know what that hot end was that I was holding.
No, I do know exactly what that hot end was. It was like an E3D. It was an E3D V6, right?
Yes, yeah, it was.
Yeah, I know.
That's
I
not
know
fair.
what
I read it.
E3D is.
I read it off to you. That's not fair.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I did. I flipped it
No,
over on
you
the back.
didn't. Did the guy that was at the stand did?
Yeah, by the way, it is 24 volt because it said it on the package, but I wanted.
Well, I mean,
wanted
like
it
majority
anyway.
of hot ends are, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, well, my printer is 12, so.
Well, that's because you have an Ender 3.
I don't have an Ender 3 because an Ender 3 is 24 volt.
wait.
Actually, the CR10 is 12 volt, and I know you're gonna say, actually, no, it's not, and that's because I have the oldest model known to man, and the original CR10 is 12
I have the
volts.
oldest Xbox known to man. I do
Real.
not have Uno.
I don't have Uno. But yeah,
I
no,
don't.
the Monoprice Mini. The
You
Monoprice
have
Mini is
Uno.
the printer that I'm fixing, and it is
God
12
damn,
volt.
this bitch is missing like 8 screws.
It's just like that KE, right? No way, it's Sans.
Sans under.
Sans Undertale's in the chat. All right. Is there anything else I wanted to wrap up with? I don't know. Monoprice Mini. That sounds awesome and horrible. It's not bad. I think the biggest problem with it is it runs Repetier firmware instead of Marlin. And now people don't even use Marlin. Creality reusing flagship model names with current gen machines confuses the masses. Real and also true. I saw somebody tweet at Creality and be like, your name is awful. I hate it. I cannot look up the printer. And I'm like, don't look up stuff on Reddit. That's your first mistake. Don't look up how to fix your printers on Reddit because they will for instance, I was looking at compiling a Marlin build for this Monoprice Mini, and so I joined the Marlin Discord, and I when I started like in the chat, I went under like feature requests chat because I couldn't find another like chat to go under to ask the question, and one of the mods was like, this doesn't seem like a feature request, could you instead put this in #config and build? And config and build is hidden to new members, so I couldn't have put anything there,
dude.
And then when I had trouble with rooting my K1 and I went to the Reddit Git.
Did root your K1.
Well, so that's why I'm telling you not to do it, is because Kirby recommended I do it, because he was like, the K1 sucks and it's not worth the money. It's an awful machine. I want to throw it down the stairs. Exactly what you were saying about your KE. And he said the only solution is to continue getting interrupted by you so that you can swear more on my channel, isn't it?
Hi.
Anyway, so what he was like, it's awful. I want to throw it down the stairs. Everything that you were telling me like a month ago. And then he was like, the only solution is to root your K1. And I was like, oh, okay, fine. I'll root the K1. And he sends me this like GitHub for the root, like how to do it. And I root it and instantly it breaks where it won't Z home anymore. And I'm like, what do I do? Like, I can't fix this. And I put a thing into the GitHub and I'm like, hey, I rooted it. It doesn't work. So I factory reset it. It works with factory settings, but as soon as I root it, the problem comes back. I've installed this 4 separate times, once alone, once with Kirby, once with my dad watching, and then once with nobody else watching, like again, and just reading it. And he responded, there's no error with my code. It must have been a user error.
Works on my machine.
And then was like, I'm closing your ticket because I can't see an error in what my code did. It's an error on your end and you need to fix it. And I was like, well, you're just a prick and I don't need to waste my time on this anymore. And I have not used a single aspect of the root that I don't care. I don't care about it. The factory settings give you everything you would ever need to use. All of the stuff that Kirby says that you can use the root for, and I bet he filled your mind with this because he does that, but...
No, he didn't fill my mind with it.
He's
I actually
like,
genuinely...
oh, you can use all this extra stuff. You won't. You won't. You just won't. It's just not worth it.
I actually have. I've been able to fucking enable... God dang it. I've been able to enable, like way more bed leveling points, and I actually genuinely use that. Because it's more useful for my bed. Because my bed's, like, skewed to oblivion. That's, like, problem with the actual metal frame of the bed, and I'm like, And then I'm actually able to, like, send...
You remember that handle that Kirby had at, like, for the iPad?
Yeah?
Yeah, that's all. I just wanted to bring that up again. I'm so glad that Kirby isn't here because I can just say whatever I want. Because he and I would snipe back and forth at each other, but now I can just one man snipe. But anyway, so I make the joke that Kirby does all this stuff to his machines, and he wants to put a volcano hot end and a all metal, like, special micro Swiss hot end on his K1, and he wants to, like, open the top so that he can put the filament roll on top, all that, so he can get prints that look worse than mine, and mine's stock. Like, I don't think that the 3D printing industry is in a place right now where modding printers is worth your time if you buy them off the shelf. It's just so funny. It's so funny to me because you'll get all these excuses about, like, oh, it can last longer, or oh, it gets better prints, and I just don't see that. I don't see it. It's so funny to me. And he filled your brain with that same thing where you were like, oh, I gotta go and get a micro Swiss hot end for my K1. It's not gonna make a difference. I'm guaranteeing.
Not buying a micro Swiss hot end. The stock one works fine for me.
Exactly. Just buy an Ender 3 for $60 and trick it out.
I
like that.
Hey,
Josh, speaking of which, Pimp My Ride, you gotta watch the video series that's coming out right now. I took an Ender 3 Pro and basically turned it into an Ender 3 S1. Like, it has the screen,
What's
it has
the difference between the S1 and the fucking 3.
Watch it. Between the what?
What's the difference between the Ender 3 S1 and, like, anything else? Like, why
between literally anything else? What do you mean?
Like an Ender 3 versus an Ender 3 S1. What's the difference?
So the Ender 3, I'm going to use the Ender 3 Pro, I guess, but the Ender 3 Pro and the Ender 3 S1, so the S1 has an upgraded screen. It has, like, a twist knob on it. It has a filament runout sensor. It has the sprite extruder and all metal hot end. Or the S1 has just a regular hot end. The S1 Pro has the all metal hot end. It comes with a CR Touch, and it comes with knobs on each of the axes compared to the Ender 3 Pro. It's also in a nicer, like, it's an all-in-one bed. So it used to be where the board and the power supply and all of that, like the aluminum extrusion was bare. Now you have a base to it, which comes standard with the KE that you have. Like, all of the electronics are in that base that the printer sets in. The Pro, it just has those aluminum extrusions, and everything's bolted to the aluminum extrusions.
Okay, so basically all I'm getting from this is a pre-modified Ender.
Everything you're getting from what?
all these all the tightening knobs and all the fucking like the board and the and the hot end and the all
Only
that, like
upgraded.
it's basically just a modified Ender 3, like but like
Yes,
from factory.
well, that's why it's called an Ender 3 and not something else. All of the Ender 3 printers up until the SE, KE, up until the V3, all of them have just basically been like upgrades on each other.
Okay,
the stream gets no ads. Yeah, no, I admitted defeat like an hour ago. It's okay. Yeah, no, they're all just upgrades of each other.
On a guess, you know you're not going to get any ads.
Basically, what people have been saying for a while is that you can just get an Ender and trick it out with the stuff that you want. Basically, the Ender 3 S1 was just a tricked out Ender.
That's what Josh just said.
Yeah, no, that's correct. That's why I didn't know if you had read it. But yeah, no, that's basically the difference between the Ender and the Ender 3, or the Ender and the Ender S1.
2-minute benchy from an Ender 3 modified. Have you watched that video?
Yeah, I have. I've also seen, and I was actually gonna do this as my doctoral thesis, but I ended up getting shifted to a different project. I was gonna work on a 3D printed concrete project because I found a video and showed it to my boss or to my advisor of someone printing concrete on an Ender. And I was like, hey, I have an old Ender batting around. I could throw the special thing on it to print in concrete, and I could do this as my project. And he's like, well, we do have money for it. And then the contract went to somebody else, so I didn't get it. Spend like 120 on a good hot end, stick it to a $60 base. That's more or less the Ender 3 V3 SE. Yeah, the problem is the SE isn't all metal, so the SE is now basically what the S1 was.
The SE is useless. Like,
it's not bad for starting. For starting,
there's so many features missing. It's actually crazy. For $80,
to me, it's Clipper. The only thing that's missing is Clipper and the all metal, which
Clipper, Wi-Fi, inbuilt storage, better build plate, full metal hot end, USB ability. You have to use a full SD card. The fact that it doesn't have a touch screen, I can keep going. It's actually so much less of, like, it's not even worth the $80 less. It's not even worth it. Shut up.
So, really, the big difference between the two is because at Micro Center it's like a $50 difference between the two, and so I recommend for people that are just getting into the 3D printing industry, I think the SE is not a bad choice because things like Clipper aren't really going to matter to somebody who's just starting out, and a lot of the stuff that the Clipper integration brings is not going to be something that somebody really cares about. And the hot ends are nearly identical. The difference in quality is something that only you or I would care about. You know, like somebody that's just starting off is not going to really care about the big differences between the two. And I don't think that you're missing out on enough where it makes it completely useless. For somebody like me, absolutely. The SE is not the printer to buy. But that's because I can understand what the advantages of the KE are. And so when I recommend stuff to people, like when I recommend printers to people that have never gotten into 3D printing, I recommend the SE because you can get it for under $200. And that's pretty crazy to get a direct drive out of the box working printer that can just like work. SE's great because the KE comes with just a little bit too many features for somebody who's never printed before, in my opinion. Everything you're saying is absolutely correct, Rain. Everything you're saying is absolutely valid, but I can't recommend it to new people because the extra stuff makes it more confusing for somebody who's never printed before. But for people who have, absolutely,
I'd say it's actually a little easier due to the fact that you can control it just fully through Wi-Fi. And
but as you've said, you are not happy with that amount of control, and the control that you get.
When after I rooted it, and I'm able to use like Fluid for my controller for it, it's been absolutely nothing but fantastic.
Yeah, I gotcha. Bamboo is very novice. See, that's exactly what I'm saying with like how Bamboo runs things. A lot of their advanced printers change features that only people like you and me would really care about. Like pretty much everybody in chat, I think right now is like a 3D printing veteran. And so for us, a lot of the advantages of these printers we like actually care about. But for the consumer, so 3D printing right now is the industry, not the community, is at a kind of an impasse where the amount of people that have gotten into 3D printing we've basically gotten everybody that is a tinkerer has already gotten into 3D printing. The new market that the industry is trying to appeal to is people who don't want to tinker with 3D printers. They just want the thing that will get printed. And a lot of printers have moved towards embracing that. Yeah, appliance-based. That's exactly what I'm saying. Yeah, no. And so that's why I recommend what I do. I also do not like recommending Bamboo printers because I think that they are bad for the 3D printing ecosystem. Don't.
But
you're gonna hate
me away from it.
You're gonna hate. So if anybody here is a tinker, every week I have to stop Kirby from buying an A1 Mini because he wants multicolor so bad, and I'm like, you would hate every aspect of it. Like it is. So you said you disliked Creality Print. Imagine if that was the only way you could slice files for your printer. That's what it's like to use a Bamboo.
Well, doesn't Orca allow you to?
Well, Orca is a fork of Bamboo Slicer. So that's why it can work.
That, but I mean, like, it's still better.
Yeah, I know, but what I'm saying is the reason you can use it is because it's a fork of Bamboo. But like you have to do some pretty heavy tinkering, to my knowledge, to get like Prusa or anything like that working. But maybe he should buy one. I love mine, just hate all the waste. Exactly, that's another thing I'm saying. Love-hate relationship. That's why I'm saying don't get into it. Just wait.
Oh, you know what you can do is you can just get you can turn down how much it wastes in, I think, Clipper firmware. You literally just...
Well, no, it's a lot more complicated than that. Let's not get into that right now.
There's custom firmwares that like let you dial that down.
Let's just not get into that right now, all right? This is it's going to go way past where I want to I think it's going to go way past where I want to go with this stream today.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, no, I kind of advise away from Bamboo. Josh, while you're here, do you have any... How does PET Recreator Filament work on your Bamboo printers? I'm very interested in that because what I heard from some of the people is that it's not great. PET filament doesn't really work. Or Recreator Filament doesn't really work on Bamboo printers. But I didn't know enough about it to really be able to tell them whether that was them having a mistake or whether it was just that Bamboo is Bamboo. I have an inkling that they're right, but yeah, tolerance issues. That is exactly what I thought it was. So Bamboo is very, like, I don't know. There's a mod for it. I would not advise modding their stuff because they get very
when I buy a printer, to just make sure that I can get good prints out of it, and then I mod it again. Damn it. I need to stop modding my printers that I get.
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew you would say that.
Yeah, I think a lot of the machines that have come out recently are just good out of the box. Like the KE, I think it's great. I'm gonna get 4-color pet and break my
The
machine.
only change
I like
that I
that.
would recommend for the KE is a better build plate, because the one that comes included is so like you can either get an amazing one or a really shit one.
I think it's crazy because I don't want to be like a straight hater, but everything you say, I'm just like, I'm looking at it and I don't understand why you have a problem. Like, I have the exact same bed you have, and I love it. It is my favorite bed. And I bought another one to use on my other printers because I love it so much. And then I just don't understand why you don't like it.
When you pulled out the KE bed from that one KE that you bought from Micro Center,
yeah,
I was so surprised. Like, it's so much worse than the bed that came in my KE.
It's really
That's
not,
why I don't
though.
know if I can trust the beds.
It's really not, though. It's still a really good bed. I think everyone's so hypercritical. I don't get it. You are welcome here. I just think I think you're way too critical. You need to just use your stuff instead of adding to it.
I use my stuff. My stuff is used. My stuff be used. I use it. I use it for fucking like work, dude. Like, I actually print
that's
stuff.
Great. That's great. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. This has gone a very different route than I thought it would. I guess I'm getting I don't know anything. I'm just here. Hey, Gigi. I think when you went down and you waved at my printer, it failed. And that's why it failed. Everybody, we can blame Gigi, so. More swearing. Again, you can track it. It's not me. That's how I feel when I wake up.
It's not that hard.
Hey, wait, no. Yeah. Yeah, everybody who's like, wait, why did Ace's print fail? You can blame Gigi. She knocked it off the bed when she waved at it earlier. So, yeah, no. If you're interested in... So, I don't want it to seem like I'm against tinkering. I know Rain won't because hater. No, I'm just kidding. But no, all I was gonna say is everybody that joins the Discord then doesn't watch my YouTube videos. Like, Kirby will not watch my videos no matter what I do. Even though I put little jokes in there that only he would get, he still doesn't watch the videos.
I watched your videos and forgot to again.
Well, so this next month, I have a video series coming out on my channel that will end in a full-length video where I took an Ender 3 Pro and basically replaced every part of it except for the aluminum extrusion and the motors.
That's actually funny. You should change out the motors for LDO motors.
Oh my god, here we go. But the whole... She assaulted it. I played back the video and she sprayed it with isopropyl alcohol. That's what I'm saying. She went in there and sprayed it. Some issues we have.
I should have doused your Ender, your KE in isopropyl alcohol. That probably would have fixed it.
That's so true. 48 volt Ender 3 when? 48 volt. Oh my god, that would be insane.
Heats up in 2 seconds.
Tool changing Ender. So, talking about the future, I just thumbs up it. Thumbs up the video, guys! Give the video a like! Smash that like button. Hit that subscribe. We're almost at 200 subs.
You don't realize why I just fucking started dying laughing. Alright, I'm looking at these.
You
like,
what dying laughing?
No, I'm looking at these.
You what
Chromebook
dying
reports,
laughing?
like,
add another coin. Add 2 more coins to the swear jar, guys.
So I'm looking at these Chromebook like end of the year return forms for these students, and this one was done by a student, and at the top they literally just scribbled all of it out, and they say "I give up." It's just in big letters, "I give up."
Good one. It's up to $50. So yeah, no. What I did with the Ender is. What I did with the Ender is I swapped out the board to an SKR Mini E3, which is a silent board. It also lets you do I'm not going to use it for it, but it lets you do input shaping. I'm pretty sure directly in the board. I don't think you need an extra piece for it, but SCAR doesn't have any documentation because that's typically how their products go. They just say it can do something.
God.
Then
No, this thing's done.
a baby belt. Interesting. I don't know what that is. I put a BL Touch on it. I put a Sprite extruder hot end that can take 2.85 millimeter filament. Every time Rain swears drink. Yeah, no, I'm almost done with my drink right now. So I'm having a great time. After that, I put on belt tensioners on the axes so I can manually tighten it with the oh my gosh, what are they called? The knobs. I added a new screen to it so that it can use a professional firmware that I did a custom compilation of that works on my device. I moved the power supply so that it's closer in line with the Ender V2 and onward, so up to the KE. So the power supply is down below instead of on the side, which I hate.
Wait, why is why'd you mention the KE there? The KE is literally internal.
Yeah, that's why I mentioned it, to say it's closer to that.
Oh my god, this is my sister's Chromebook. It's destroyed.
I love the knobs on the printers. Gotta have knobs on the belt. Gotta have knobs on the screen. Gotta keep mentioning knobs so that Dreams makes a comment about it. He's like, what? Because he's British, guys. What else did I add? I was gonna add a filament runout sensor until I realized that you can't buy a 2.85 millimeter filament runout sensor. So I
oh yeah, this is just like me. She can't spell.
What else did I add to it? Oh, I added a shelving unit, which Dreams actually made a comment on the video. I know he watches the videos. He's a real gamer.
He's the real one. He's
real for that one. But if you're interested in modding, you should watch that video, Rain. I know you'd enjoy it.
Send it to me in DMs. I'll watch it on the way. I'll watch it in my car on the way.
No, what you need to do is subscribe so you're notified when I post.
Subscribe, you idiot!
Hit that bell. Hit that bell icon.
You're like one of the only channels I actually have it on for.
That's so funny.
And then I just get bombarded with messages, so I just never check it.
I watch your published videos so that I can watch Kirby on Twitch. Ah, that's the trade-off. I'll forgive you. I only get mad because yesterday I had no comments in my Twitch or in my chat for like 2 hours, and it's so hard to riff off yourself for a stream. So when chat was going nowhere, I was like, what do I say? I'm running out of stuff to say.
I only watch Curb's streams because they're on Twitch.
Yeah.
Maybe you should switch to Twitch. Maybe more people would like being in your chat.
No, I riffing off yourself and oh my gosh. I will not make the switch to Twitch, and I don't know how to incorporate Twitch more into what I do, because every way that I've been told to do it is to either reduce how much I post on YouTube or increase how much I stream in general, and with my job I just can't
move to Twitch. That'd be a great first step.
But if I move to Twitch, then I'm not streaming on YouTube anymore. So then what is my YouTube audience going to say? Double stream. Like, stream in both services.
That's OBS literally lets you do it.
I know, we discussed that, but neither of us have internet that can handle that, so...
Oh, wait, no. Well, if you stream it to a direct CDN service, then that CDN service will stream it out to YouTube and Twitch. That's how I have, like, for example, my DJ sets. I have it streaming out to a CDN service, so that can go to VRChat, Twitch, and YouTube all at the same time. And my bandwidth doesn't get destroyed.
So, Dreams said exactly what I was about to say, but I wanted you to finish. This was the exact same topic we had on Tuesday, but you didn't watch, so I know you didn't hear us talk about it. We talked about this for 2 hours on Tuesday. was Kirby kept like reaming me out for not streaming on Twitch. Double streaming is against Twitch's TOS. That's one thing that I brought up. Was I was like, is it acceptable? And they were like, not really. But then at that point, why would I stream on Twitch?
If you're a Twitch partner?
Yeah. Like if it's against TOS if I'm partner, then why would I bother? Because then as soon as I get partner, I have to stop double streaming.
You think you're gonna get partner on Twitch?
Kirby has partner.
Kirby has affiliate.
Kirby has a partner.
Kirby does not have partner. Kirby has affiliate.
Are you saying I'm not good enough to be partner? Man, and I invited you on my stream.
No. You wanna know
Man,
why? Because
hater.
some YouTubers don't even have partner.
Man, I can't believe my own friend is my biggest hater out here saying that I don't deserve to be partner. Shame. Shame. I thought we were friends like that.
We are friends.
Oh my gosh. Every time Josh comments popcorn, I think it's I am just like, I need to keep going. So now, Rain, how does it feel being on the other side of this? Because I do this to Kirby like every Tuesday.
Among Us.
We should raid their voice chat. I don't think Josh is in the. I need to add Josh to the.
I need to Josh, bro.
Yo, when you're faded off that Josh.
Dude, some janitor's gonna fucking come down to my office and be like, "You okay?"
Add one to the jar, guys. I need to wait. Hold on. I have a button for this. There we go. You can't hear it, but I have a soundboard now. Every time you swear, I'm gonna press my y'all smoking meat. No, it's wine. It's a new Gen Alpha / Gen Z meme called. There's this wine called Josh, and they just make jokes about being faded off the Josh, but it's alcohol. It's not weed. So yeah.
Did I take a Josh?
Just take a Josh.
I need to take a Josh.
I'm over here. Oh my gosh, $55. Yeah. Yeah, we keep adding. Hold on. I'm gonna move my soundboard. All right, so chat. Should we count every swear or just the F word? I'm thinking just the F word. I'm gonna do it for just the F word, but I got my finger on my soundboard.
Shit.
Josh wins is super nice. Oh, Josh wine. My bad. Yeah, well, people get faded off the Josh. No, all swears, but not the clatter. We need a ding for. I don't have a ding. All I have is the clatter. I'm gonna do it for the rest of the stream. Maybe that's one thing I can add to the soundboard is I'll do a ding, and it can be in my swear jar. I'll just ding, and then somebody can go through and count them. Oh, all the money that you put in the swear jar can be given to me, so I can go to Arby's and review the Meat Mountain.
All the money put in the swear jar goes to me. Smile.
Oh no, because Kirby said he was gonna pay me to go and make a video review of the Meat Mountain at Arby's. So, yeah. Have you never heard of the Meat Mountain?
No, I haven't.
So it's on the secret menu technically at Arby's, but it's just a huge.
Oh, you have to like ask.
It's this huge sandwich. Yeah, you have to be like, I want the Meat Mountain. A Meat Mountain, yeah. So I gotta make a video review of the Meat Mountain, and then he said he'll pay the bill for it. But I said I wasn't gonna do it at RepRap because I didn't want to get sick. Like at RepRap, because every time I've eaten there, I've gotten sick.
I finally got done with one cart of work, and now on to 2 more.
Yeah. Well, so Josh, I know you weren't here for it, but I'll tell you a little bit about some of the other recreator stuff we did. I was so excited. We were able to print out using Pet at the conference. This is I had to print one of my frogs while I was there.
Oh, that's your frog?
Well, it's not mine personally, but it's like a big thing on my channel. It's like a big series on my channel is that I do the frogs for every new filament that I use on the channel. I do a frog of, and then eventually,
What's
up?
Ace's new thing, can it frog?
Kenneth Frog. It's not new. It's not new. I've been doing it since I started. My first video on the channel was the frog. Forg.
Oh god, this card's gonna be so much more work.
So yeah, we were able to print out one of those. We printed out your Captain Recreator.
Oh yeah, I still have that with the
free
one.
sound effects. Oh. Ah, okay.
The frog. I'm trying so hard not to swear right now.
I know, I can tell. It's very funny.
Shut
You're trying your
up.
hardest. You're trying your hardest. Rich is awesome. Oh yeah, Josh. At some point we need to talk.
Dude, yeah, Rich was
We need to talk
so
about
hard.
Greengate, or we need to talk. I got some updates. They wanted me to tell you some stuff. They wanted me to be like, talk to you. But yeah, no, they're awesome, and they reached out to me. Hopefully they
so high.
hopefully they reach out to me soon. In like, they wanted me to like work on a private project for them.
Josh,
So we'll have to see.
they gave me like 4 free spools of filament. It was awesome.
And they gave me this white one. They gave me for free.
And then I bought a 3-kilogram spool. Hold on, share the photo that I sent you of my haul.
Ugh. I gotta do all this work.
It's literally drag and drop.
Look at that one spool of parchment compared to mine. Grah. Okay, so this is Rain's haul.
Yeah.
That's worth an F-bomb for excitement. Oh, Dreams, now that you're here. So this right here that I'm showing, that's half of the parchment that I got. Actually, no, I lied. That's like 5 spools. I got an entire suitcase full of this stuff.
I need to see the suitcase.
Okay, I will. I have the suitcase packed away already. I'll just send you the pile of.
Peter Griffin.
Yeah, no, I will send you just the filament that I got from Persia.
I didn't know that there was a student here named Peter Griffin.
Oh, that's funny. Also, Kirby had to fix the brakes on his car, so he made this meme. This is me and him.
Did you not get a picture of the brakes, dude?
I did. Why was I gonna put that up here? It's not RepRap related. Here, because everybody's making me put up random pictures, I will put up the picture of his brakes because
that was awesome. That was like so funny. They were like destroyed.
There we go, guys. This is Kirby's broken, like, exploded brakes. You can see the brake fluid at the bottom.
It was so...
It's so good. I took the brakes home.
How did you get to pass CSA?
All right, Dreams. You can send in a picture since everybody's just breaking my rule of DMing me while I'm streaming.
I'm DMing you while you're streaming. Get absolutely binockered.
Yeah. Well, my last DM from Dreams was talking about UK tax law, because we were talking about UK tax law compared to America.
Dude, UK people are weird with their taxes. Like, you actually have to pay for TV.
I don't wanna get into this because I just had a conversation with Dreams about this off stream on Tuesday. But yeah, he was like had this whole come on, are you gonna send me the picture or were you lying? Were you not actually truthing?
No way, bro.
Oh, I didn't show a picture of it, but Polymake, because I don't have it edited right now because my face is in it. And so is Kirby's, and Kirby asked that he not be in any of the footage I took.
Same.
Well, I don't care, so I'm putting you in most of my footage. Like, right here. So you're in it right there. Guys, that's Rain!
It's me, real.
That's you. Anyway, Polymaker had a booth set up where they had like a Nerf gun that you could shoot, and I won hopefully a thing of free filament. I don't know.
I want a thing of free filament. I think I'm just waiting for the email.
Yeah, well, that's what I just said.
No, you didn't. You said hopefully.
Because you interrupted me. I was gonna say hopefully I get the email soon.
I know, that's right. I like interrupting you. It's funny.
Well, I think it's funny to keep pointing out how you keep saying the F word.
Where's the Chromebook in this one?
Dropping the F-bomb.
Wait, this one's got a Chromebook sheet, but like there's no Chromebook.
So I don't know if there's anything else that I missed. There's a bunch of other stuff for the video that I'll bring up later. Just like cool stuff that I saw. There was a printer that there was a group that was doing complete full color printing, and the way that they did it was they would print a layer and then run a 2D printer's like inkjet over top of it. And I was like, that's really cool. So I took some footage of their booth. One thing that they had that I want to do is they had like a life-sized model that they made out of FDM printing. I want to do something like that with some of my filament that I'm trying to get rid of, like that 2.85 filament. I'd love to print like a giant statue of some character, and Zombie was like, "Oh, you should do Luigi," because I couldn't think of a character that I wanted to do. Picture sent. Okay.
You should, huh?
Copy image. So the picture was of some like anime cat girl, but I want to do like.
They tell you how much you owe. Oh no, their taxes are better than ours.
Yeah, I know. All right, let's not talk about tax law on this stream. All right, so look, everybody, here's the pictures that Dream sent me. I think these are, I don't know actually what these are.
They're Among Us.
There's the cute Cthulhu from the 3D printing professor. Oh, he's a Recreator ambassador. The 3D printing professor is. And then I know the print-a-block. This is that thing that Dreams will not stop talking. This is the equivalent of the enraged rabbit carrot feeder for Kirby. This is Dreams' enraged rabbit carrot feeder. He mentions it like every time we stream. He's like, guys, print-a-block. You should check out print-a-block. And I'm like, all right, I got you.
What is a print-a-block? Can you explain to me?
So it's like you know those like plastic blocks that used to use to count in like elementary school. It's like 3D printed version of those. Yeah, they're kind of like a replacement for aluminum extrusion. You can print them in various sizes. Watch, I'm doing this completely wrong, and it aggravates Dream so much he drops into VC to be like, well, actually. But this reminds me a lot of the one printer that was at Murph that was made out of Kinex.
Dude, the thing was so cool.
But it never worked. The guy was struggling with it the entire time, couldn't get it to work.
That's I mean, like, respect for the guy for not giving up, but like, damn.
Josh, do you want me to put this? Is this another request to put on stream? Because I will put that picture on stream if you want me to.
Josh, you should keep sending him pictures to put on stream.
I need to talk to that person. Yeah, no, I don't think I got any footage of them because they were really okay. I'll put it on stream. There we go. Yo, that's what I did last year at East Coast RepRap. Is I went with a friend who's not a 3D printing person. And so everything we first yield, it's all filament.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, so at East Coast RepRap, there was a company there. I forget what they were showing off, but they had out like all this filament, and every time I passed by the booth, I would like nudge my friend. I'd go like, "Oh my gosh, they have blank color," and then I would grab two, and then I'd be like, "Oh, I should grab some for Alien 3D." That's it, yeah. And then I would be like, "Oh, I gotta grab some for Mike."
Oh,
and then I would give him the filament, and then afterwards he gave it to me. I had an entire duffel bag full of filament after East Coast RepRap,
that's
and I
awesome.
still have it. It's an entire drawer. It like I have a 3D printer like filament. I have my opened filament and then my unopened filament. An entire drawer is just filled with these sample spools. This is what I really wanted the meld for, because I wanted to make a giant spool out of all the temp spools, and then use that as my filament to test anything, because I don't care what the color is, because I don't really have a roll that I don't quote unquote care about, and so I wanted to like meld a bunch of filament into a giant roll and then send it out, and then you know, that'll be perfect for.
I need a roll that's just like I don't care about roll too.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. So the colors that I got from Prussia.
I'm gonna use the new inland filament for that.
Yeah, it's not bad, but it's still kind of expensive. So.
Or no, I should just use what's left over my shitty PLA Plus that you said was bad.
Yeah, that too.
But then I'm gonna get bad results, so I don't know if I want to use.
So the Prussia mint that they had there was an army green and black, and then a green, silver, and black. And
it was
so,
like sparkly green, and it was really cool, and I liked it because it's sparkly.
Hey, good catch, Dreams. I almost missed that one. So
I'm trying to see what I can get away with.
It's Galaxy Green. That's the name of it. I grabbed handfuls of the Galaxy Green because I want.
You should have given me more than just one.
I don't know why you didn't. Well, so here's the thing, big guy. Go up and grab some.
The thing, I was packing up your shit.
You were there like how many hours after I left? You could have gone up and grabbed some. You made sure to go over to Green Gate and rob them blind.
Yeah.
So like, why didn't you rob Prussia blind? Come on.
Green Gate's base.
Yeah, and so is Prussia. If you get to talking to the people and you have friends, and it's not just like you go up and you're like, can I steal your filament quick? No, I went up to the guy and I was like, hey, I really love this filament. And he was like, oh, well, feel free to take some. And I was like, well, I don't want to feel bad like I'm taking some from other people. He goes, oh, no, we got so much. You could take a whole box. And I was like, well, I'll just be modest. I'll only take like as much as I can carry. And he goes, oh, I like that. I like that. See, it's just about how you talk to people.
Man, hey, I like your filament. Give it to me.
Yeah, exactly. But you can't be too forward with it. Oh, I got a DM from Zombie. Put this on stream with no context. I don't think it's big enough.
It no longer has no context because Ace read it.
I'll just take five boxes. Yeah, no, I ruined it. Just like when you went up to the booth and said, "Can I have Prus?" There you go. Yeah, there it is. I said, "See Prus" to the Prussia people, and then got free filament. The Prussia guys were awesome. I talked to them for a little bit. The one guy, he was from Colombia, which
the were pretty based.
Yeah, I was shocked because I thought Prussia is on the other side of the world.
I thought Prussia was a person.
Yes, it's Joseph Prussia, who I met.
Yeah, I know. I'm making a joke.
I met last year at East Coast RepRap. Hold on, I'll pull up.
Wow,
the picture
you're so cool and like.
I am so cool. Hold on, I gotta see where my East Coast RepRap folder is, because I have a picture with me with Joseph Prussia, and it was so funny because I'm not a huge fan of their printers. I've been kind of critical of them recently. Yeah, and so to go up to him and be like, "Hi, I use printables all the time." Oh.
Ow.
We got one. All right, where's East Coast RepRap? RepRap Jesus. I think the thing with Prussia that they need to do is they need to start coming out with stuff that's like really new and innovative, because they're kind of getting beaten by some of the other newer people like Bamboo, because they're not innovating as much as they used to. But
Josh, you have no idea how many people were asking for you.
Yeah, I know.
I went around. People were like, "Yo, I have to go see Josh then if he's here." I'm like, sadly he's not here."
and they're like, "Oh, that's a bummer."
They're like, "Oh, you can talk to Ace instead," and they're like, oh, "Never mind, I'm just as excited to talk to Ace." That's how it went in my head.
No, you weren't there. You literally weren't there when I was talking to people because you were still trying to drive to Goshen, Indiana.
Yeah. Shit, I don't have the picture edited with my face fixed.
Why don't
Well-
you just put like a block of filament over it?
I wouldn't be able to edit fast enough. It's okay. Everybody should have seen it because I streamed it last
Send
year.
it to me, and I'll make a remix of it on Discord.
No, it's okay. Everyone wanted to. Ace swore. Wait, when did I swear?
Oh, you did.
You missed
You
it.
did.
No,
I
you.
think you said shit.
Oh, come on. We're only tracking f-bombs. If we're tracking every swear,
That's what you guys are doing, you idiots.
no, we're not. I'm only tracking f-bombs.
Oh well, Dreams is tracking all.
Well, that's up to him. That's not me. Dreams is a private party, not associated.
Dreams is a private investor.
Yeah, private investor. Oh, Zombie did send me the place. Although I think legitimately, if I open it up on stream, I'll get
Mega ban.
knocked for like nudity or something like that. But yeah,
Oh,
I'm gonna have to come on stream and donate $200. Money! I could use that to go buy an Ender 3 KE.
yo, you could, or you could just buy the remaining of a Voron.
So what I'm trying to see, and I'm glad you brought that up, with that new board, I'm trying to figure out which Voron I want to build, because what I really want is
zero.
I really
wouldn't.
want a. So I could build the 0.2, or I could build the 2.4.
The switchback kind of seems cool.
I
don't
kind
know.
of want to build the.
They
I would
offered me-
rather build the 2.4, but building the 2.4 will be more expensive than just buying the Solval 8.
Mhm.
So it's like, is it really worth it?
Yeah.
Just gonna
all
do
I
it
know,
Do
all I know
shot
is
for
someone
shot.
offered me their full on Voron switchback for
Tracking them all.
what was it? Oh yeah. It was 250. They offered me to just buy their Voron off of them. And I'm like, dude, I totally would, but it's
Yeah,
Cartesian.
it's so funny that you didn't buy it, because Kirby said to me, if Rain doesn't, I might.
It's literally just a better Ender 3, and I'm like, I literally have a faster printer at home.
Yeah. You gotta go shot for shot with me.
Like, maybe
Ooh!
Core X-
All right,
I thought it was gonna be Core X-
all right, Josh. At East Coast, I am down. I don't want to overtalk my abilities, but when I was
You're gonna take one shot and done.
I don't know about all that. I don't want to sound like an alcoholic, so I won't continue.
I
but-
want to bet that you will be done.
All right, so this is for legal reasons, this is completely parody and not true. For Rain and Josh only, this is a true story. I gave up drinking last year. Oh my god. So when I was in college, I used to do 15 shots and then go to the bar, and that was how I pregame for the bar.
That is how you die.
And then what I would do is, I didn't have a lot of money, and so I would have bottom shelf tequila and LaCroix as a chaser, because I couldn't afford anything else.
Jesus.
That's how you
That is
pregame
bad.
for work. One time I don't want to tell any more of these stories on stream, because I don't want to seem like a bad person. So we'll just put it at I've had my experience. And if you want, Mike was my roommate. He could vouch for the stories if you really need me to. But
Who's Mike?
Mike was my roommate. He's the better gamer in the chat. He's driving right now, so I wouldn't ping him right now.
You should ping him.
Ping him and be like, hey, he's actually driving up to meet me so that we can go to the convention this weekend. Yeah. It's actually really exciting. So to completely shift away from this conversation, so this weekend I will be going to Too Many Games Expo in Philly, which I'm super excited for because I get to meet the angry video game nerd, who's I think the sole biggest influence on me as a creator. And so it'll be really cool to talk to him and be like, hey, you inspired me to create like videos, and now I'm like a representative for like Recreator and stuff like this that are like big like things on my channel, and it's really exciting. So yeah, other things. So now that we're kind of towards like the end and we're way over when I thought we would actually stream until, I'm basically. Is there anything else, Rain, that you wanted to say? Because I'm just gonna go into my like final thoughts and then end the stream off.
Not really.
Ever clear the drink of Recreator. Oh my gosh.
Also, thank you, Josh, for like giving me the opportunity to like do this shit with Ace and them.
Yeah. And you're welcome. I was able. I think I made a pretty good babysitter for the weekend.
Yeah, I think so too.
I was the only one who could look people in the eye while talking, so I was like, damn, I gotta be the one who runs the booth.
Once you left, I got pretty good at manning the stand, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, it was really funny to hear Reborn talk, because literally he was just memorizing what I said and then saying it back to people.
I did the same thing, but except I memorized what Reborn said.
Which he memorized what I said, so you were just getting, it was like whisper down the alley.
It was telephone.
Yeah, it was very funny. It was very funny. So yeah, yeah, no, shout out to Josh. I think.
No, yeah, I loved going, Josh. It was awesome.
I thank you so much for sponsoring us to go. It helped us a lot. You know what really sucks about the travel the most? Josh, your sponsorship covered parking. That's how expensive like the flight was, which is not on you, it's on like how expensive the airlines are. And I got a cheap like economy flight. Not to sound too much like an adult, but the flights are so expensive. So expensive. Oh my god. And yeah, no, gas is even worse. But then in Illinois, it's yeah.
Dude, gas is so expensive everywhere else but Wisconsin. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yo.
Yeah, I don't care if you guys get me for that one. That was bullshit.
2K for me to go to Earth. It's not easy going to them. Really? Do you live that far away from East Coast? That sucks. I'm sorry. East Coast is like super chill for me because East Coast I can drive through in like.
I can probably drive to East Coast too with my RV. I don't feel like doing that though. I might just fly, mainly because I have miles on my card that I need to do.
Yeah. If you go to East Coast, we're gonna have to put a sign up that says "Do not let this person in."
No, you're gonna need to put like a tag on me that says "Warning, Chatterbox."
Everyone has to travel for the weekend is dropping a good $1,500. How is it that much money? Gosh, because I would think you'd be able to get to a local. You'd be able to get to like a pretty big airport because it's decently close to Philly. Well, I guess to be fair, it's not super close to Philly.
This is like I think I'm illegally working right now.
Well, then you can hop off, dude. You don't have to be.
No, I'm good. I actually have to finish this. If I hopped off, I would still need to do this.
Well, why don't you? Thank you very much for being here. Hop off
I'm
and
still
finish
talking.
your work.
No, I'm good.
I had to kick Kirby off to do the same thing. I'm gonna go do your work.
I'm good. I'm good.
I drive.
I'm good. I'm almost done, so it's fine. I'm literally leaving here in like 15
I thought you
minutes.
drove because we're both on the East Coast, so like I figured you were driving distance. I will say it's really manageable for me to get there, because I just hop on the turnpike and I can get down there. So yeah,
What's the swear jar up?
For you, yeah. So for me, I want to kind of talk a little bit about the channel because the next 2 weeks are going to be pretty huge for the channel. I'll talk about this more next week as well, but I've got a lot of I've got a lot of people in chat, so I want to make sure I talk about this. So for the first time in a long time, probably since the fall, I'm ahead of the race on content. I have like an entire month's worth of videos out, like edited already, which is fantastic. So you're probably going to see me working on bigger projects on stream and then not see them for a little bit, which for me is exciting because it lets me do bigger projects and not have to worry about like doing smaller projects to make videos for. The first video and the one that I like demoed at RepRap was the cosplay Pet versus PLA. That's gonna come out in 2 parts, I believe. That might change. It might come out in more. It probably won't come out in less, but it might come out in more than just 2 parts. But right now, I'm doing a colorizer video, and then I want to do a like a full...
Dude.
What's up?
I've been meaning to say this. I was trying to say it once, but I just stopped every time because I noticed that I was starting to like interrupt you when you were talking to people.
Mm-hmm.
That when you pulled out the colorizer prints, like that light blue one, I genuinely thought that was resin printed. I did not know that it was FDM.
It's really cool to hear that. So I'll show on stream what the colorizer looks like for me. So what I explain to everybody is that I do my recreating a little bit differently than most of the people in the community do. I don't really like doing everything all at once, like cutting and pultruding all at once. Instead, I work in batches. And so for me, I found that this has been incredibly successful. But that's because I do everything in batches. But what I do is I do all of my cleaning for every bottle that I have. Then I do all of the label removing. Then I do all of the like film residue, like the glue removal. Then I do all of the stripping, and then I recreate while doing then I pultrude while doing other stuff. So like the weekend before RepRap, that Saturday, what I did is I had the recreator next to me while I was editing the videos. That's why I'm so far ahead on videos now, because what I would do is I would start at recreating and then I would start editing a short, and by the time the short was done editing, it had pultruded 1 bottle. And so every video I made was a bottle. And so I finished 8 videos and pultruded 8 bottles. And then it just got kind of too hot in my room, so I wasn't able to continue working. But now that I have those pieces from Josh that I needed to, like the air compressor part and the new...
That's why I run my recreator downstairs rather than in my room, because it gets really hot in the room.
That was just one example. I typically run, like today I was running it while I worked out. So like I run the recreator while I'm doing other stuff. But anyway, for the colorizer, you can see here... Whoa, I didn't mean to do that. So you can see over here on the left, this is what the colorizer looks like. So you put in 4 Sharpie markers, and for me, I just took a spare aluminum extrusion, bolted it to the aluminum extrusion, and then I put the 4 Sharpie markers in, so they're gravity fed, so gravity keeps them from falling out. And then I run the plastic through 1 by 1. The reason I do that is because then I can strip all of the bottles in one big batch, and I don't have to say, okay, these are all going to be red, these are all going to be blue, and so on.
Can you send me the model for that? I want to try doing that.
Download it from my printables page.
I want to see the results of the color.
Oh, the colorizer. It's in the colorizer chat on Discord, on the Discord.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I did not create this model. I got it from the Discord, from the Recreator group. I believe Josh himself made this model. I don't remember who made it, but this one I found has been the most successful for me out of all my attempts. And this is what I do. I've been testing a bunch of colors, so I will go through those colors really quickly just to give a brief overview of what I tried. So here is a normal print in just clear. It's a mod remix, gotcha. Here is a normal one and black. Black you can see on the bottom.
Oh wait, you can how black do they get?
It looks like it looks like black filament. It doesn't look at all clear.
Really?
But that depends on how much black filament or black color you put into it. I did 4, and so it got a really deep, rich black. This, as you can see here, it doesn't look clear at all. It looks
so it's kind of like that one,
black.
that one. What did he do? Was it 3D Kitchen?
CNC
or
Kitchen?
Was it Make Anything? Someone.
Yes, Make Anything has done this before with clear PLA.
Yeah. So it's kind of like that.
Yeah. So
awesome. I used to watch Make Anything a lot before I even had a 3D printer or even got into the scene. So
yeah, his stuff is really cool. So here's black down here. You can see over here to the right. This is green. It looks a little bit more blue in this lighting, but in person it looks a lot more green. The hope was to all these prints here were the goal was I was going to do one of those twist cap mushrooms, which is my most viewed video or one of my most viewed videos, but I ended up having to pivot because I ran out of time. The ones here on the left are the Gura shark hair ties that I did a long time ago, and I realized they segue better into my work because they're actually like cosplay prints that I've made myself. And so I could show off my stuff. So the one here on the right, or the left, my bad, is the dark royal blue. It came out pretty well. It looks a little bit purple if the heat is too high, which you can see up here towards the top. The top part of it looks more like it's purple because the hot end is over that portion of the print more, so it heats up more. So that degrades the color a little bit. This one is the light blue, and it had almost no issues. The only issue, and you can't see it in any picture that I have with me, but the tops of the blue one look a little white, and I believe that's because it started to crystallize because the hot end was on that section for the longest time. And so that's something that I'll have to look into fixing because I print a little slow because I don't like printing fast. So that is a secret sneak peek of a video that I will probably come out towards the end of July. I want to test more colors, and I have a really big project that I'm working on with Sharpie colored filament. I'm actually working on it with Gigi, which is exciting because she and I don't get to work on very many projects together. So this is exciting for me. But that was my contribution to the Recreator, which I was super excited about. And then everything, and if you haven't yet been convinced to join the Recreator Discord, a lot of what I said right now I've put in the Recreator Discord, and I've even added some more stuff in there about colors and how they break down in the hot end, because I've tried more than just these colors already. So yeah, there's also some other things that are being done with coloring of filament, although, and no shade towards anybody, I don't want to be like oh, they're like bad guys or evil or whatever. Some people have tried dyes, but I've never got them to not jam in the extruder, or in the hot end, my bad. We actually tried to print with some dyed filament that we got from someone in the Recreator community at Murph, but it jammed in the extruder or the hot end, so we couldn't print with it anymore. But what I can say is from my testing so far, I have not gotten a single jam in any of my prints. I've only gotten one time it stopped pushing because I had a low spot in my filament, and that was because of my pull, not because of the method. Another advantage of this is that when it prints, it feels identical to other pet prints. You don't get that like tacky feeling from paint or from sharpieing on top of the print because it's more of a cohesive melt compared to the other stuff. Dual geared extruder. Do you mean that I'm succeeding because I have a dual geared extruder, or were we failing because we had a dual geared extruder?
All right, Ace, I have to go because I have to clock out.
Yep. All right. See ya.
Man. Thanks for letting me on your stream.
No problem.
It's been fun.
Yeah, no problem. See ya. Thanks
Swear,
for stopping
Joe.
by. Oh, I need one? Oh, yeah, I already have one. So the Sprite extruder is a dual-geared extruder. When we were there, we didn't have a dual-geared extruder, so that might have been the problem. I've never been successful with dye, but I'm not saying it's impossible. But to me, Sharpies are way easier to get, so that's why I'm pitching them. What I'm going for is replicatability. If this works, what the plan is that then I could take filament that's melded and make my own, like, 1 kilogram spool of each color. And what I would do for that, and what I'm looking into right now, is making some G-code that just spins the recreator. That way it could run through the recreator a second time without melting, and color an entire kilogram spool and wind it. So that's kind of where I'm looking at this, because I really am happy with how the Sharpie has turned out because of how easy it is to replicate. And so I'm hoping to expand the amount of colors that I test to really validate. But that's the like sneak peek at what I'm doing for Recreator. Again, I've kind of talked at it ad nauseum. The next thing directly on the channel will be the Ender Pro refurbishment project, and then after that, I'll hopefully have a full video out for Midwest RepRap talking about everything we talked about today. So if you either came in late, missed anything, or don't feel like watching through the whole 3-hour, almost 4-hour stream, I totally get that. And so, yeah. Now that we're kind of towards the end, I think I'm going to head out for today. It's been a really nice time here. Thank you all. Today was the most active I've seen chat ever, which is really exciting. Thank you, Josh, for encouraging us to go and helping us go. This is a fantastic opportunity and, you know, a dream come true to represent a project that's been really big for me. I told everybody at RepRap that my dream has always been I want to take the recycle bin and print and make filament like print on my 3D printer with the recycling bin. And this is the Recreator has allowed me to get one step closer to that. Next step is to get that shredder down, and then maybe, who knows, maybe an art me. But that is down the road, so I don't want to count my chickens before they hatch, if you pardon the phrase. So yeah, all that being said, I have a video coming out or a short coming out tomorrow, continuing on in what we talked about, and I should be back to shredder and meld. Exactly, that's what I'm hoping to nail down. So yeah, I have a video coming out next week, or videos coming out next week, normal time, Monday, Friday. I should be back to normal streaming Tuesday, Thursday. So yeah, hopefully you check out the rest of my stuff. Keep posted for my Recreator content. Again, it won't be out for about a month, but should be a big one once it comes out. All that being said, I want to thank everyone very much for watching, and I will see you in the next stream. Bye-bye!